Hey everybody, Aaron Blaze here, and it is November 5th, Friday, and we are back again. Boy, those weeks just fly by.
No kidding.
We are so happy to be here. I got Dustin Blaze, my son, on my right, and in front of me I got Nick Birch.
Hello, everybody.
And we are going to have a good time today. We got a nice sleepy rain happening here in Florida. It's going to rain all day, bringing in nice cool weather. The clocks are going to fall back this weekend on Sunday.
Which means it gets dark earlier.
Yeah, but I can wake up a little easier. I get up at 6, so
I'm
6
one of
o'clock is going to roll around the night.
I'm one of the oddballs that actually likes the time change. People are like, oh, we should just keep it daylight savings time all the time. There's some.
Yeah,
I think you appreciate daylight savings time because of the change.
I look forward to the change, and then it's just like any other season here in Florida. We have 2 seasons, right? We have the hot and we have the dry and wet, and it's the same with the clocks changing. I get a little tired of it at the end, and then the clocks change, and we're back to doing it again. So
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I like it. I like the. There's something refreshing about the change. It does get old after a while.
it does. But I do like getting up. Right now, you wake up at 6 in the morning, and the sun's still not coming up for another hour and a half here in Florida. So it's nice waking up and it's a little bit light outside.
Mm-hmm.
I can do my walks out in the woods again. But anyway, we got a lot to talk about today, and it's going to be an exciting day. We're really excited to talk to you guys. First of all, holy cow, I can't believe we're actually going to announce this. Our books, The Art of Aaron Blaze and 100 Drawings, are going to be here this week, not this week, next week.
Yep, they are off the boat.
They're off the boat. They're in transit, finally. I think they're going to be here around Tuesday, or at least that's our assumption, somewhere around Tuesday, which means you have until Friday, a week from today, actually. You have a week from today to still pre-order and get a signed copy. So if you still want to get a signed copy from me, make sure you order it by Friday, because after Friday, we're cutting it off. I'm actually going to be starting to sign and package and ship books on Tuesday or Wednesday, but we won't be able to get through them all by Friday. So we decided to go, let's do Friday, and we'll see where we're at.
Yeah,
Help us sell them all out, because we ordered more than we needed, and if we can sell them all out, that'd be awesome, because that means Nick doesn't have to take up space in his garage.
Yeah, because that's where they're going. Other than that.
Because he's got the air-conditioned garage.
Yeah, so, you can pre-order until next Friday, just like Aaron said, but we're going to be shipping out basically by the middle of next week. We're gonna fulfill the orders in the order that they came in. So he's going to be signing them, and we got a whole crew of people we're packing and shipping.
Yeah. Here, let me see that, Dustin. Right there. The thing that you get here and stuff. Because I can actually show it. Look at this. I got one right here. Forgot we had one. But here it is in my cold hands. The actual book. Look how thick that is. That's a thick book.
Yeah, I think on the website it says over 200 pages, but it's actually over 250 pages.
Yeah. Can you see?
A little more to your...
Which way should I go?
A little more to your left.
Like that?
Yeah. Or maybe angle it to the right a little more.
Like that?
Yeah.
So we really filled it. There's not really any, there's no type. It's just pictures. It's a picture book. That's what I like. And it's just all my art. Well, not all my art, because we have enough that we can do another volume that we left out. But I'm really happy with it, and really great stock. It's heavy duty. The color is spot on. I mean, it is exact. That's one of the things I was really impressed with. And it just goes on and on. It covers all my wildlife, my development work, my character design, all kinds of stuff. So very excited there.
Yeah, so again, you got until 1 week from today to pre-order, and you're guaranteed a signed copy if you get in on the pre-order. But next Friday, the pre-order's over, and the price on both books goes up. So
yeah, let's move on to memberships. Memberships are on sale, and they're 30% off, both the streaming and the full membership. So that's a great deal, and it's a great time to get in on that right now, because we are in the process of actually getting five, not four, five more courses done between now and the end of the year. So in the next 8 weeks, less than 8 weeks actually, in the next 6 or 7 weeks, we will have 5 more courses, and that's worth a whole membership right there. Actually, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That, just those courses, the membership pays for itself, for sure. But yeah, we've got we just wrapped a course with Armand Serrano on visual development.
That's going to be a huge one. I think you guys are going to love that. That's going to be a big seller.
One of the courses we're filming right now is actually on pre-order. It is a Zbrush sculpting course with Tony Cipriano,
Yep.
Making Monsters. We're actually filming that one now.
Yes, and so go on over to creatureartteacher.com so you can pre-order that as well. But we've also got a new course coming out with Tim Hodge. We've got a new one coming out with David Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a new one coming out on
Animation.
advanced animation techniques. What else have we got?
Those are the 5: the
Those are the 5.
visual development, 2 animations, ZBrush, and a drawing course with David Coleman. So,
As a matter of fact, let me jump over real quick. Let's jump over to the screen, Dustin. I made a little bit of an announcement on my Facebook page. The course that I'm going to be creating, it's advanced animation techniques, and basically this is what it boils down to. You know, over my career, once I became a full-fledged journeyman animator, I was getting all kinds of different shots, and every once in a while you get a shot that has some really hard mechanics in it. There's some really complex movement, but you also have to perform. There's a lot to think about when you get into shots like that. And so I'm going to be doing 4 shots that have complex movement like that. And I'm going to talk to you about my approach, which is basically I separate it all together from each other. I separate the performance from the mechanics. And that's what the title of the course is, separating the performance from the mechanics. Don't get so bogged down with everything that you have to do. That's one of the things that would hit me, especially as a young animator. I'd get this shot and I'd be going, oh my God, I got to do this and this and this and this. How am I ever going to get it done? But then I'd sit down and I go, okay, let's start breaking it down. And I break down all the elements that need to go into this shot. And next thing you know, a week and a half or 2 weeks later, after working on this shot, it's done. And it really comes down to, like I said, breaking it down. So I'm going to show you some of the techniques that I have for that. This is one that I just did. Nick and I were talking about what are some, shots that we can do. And Nick suggested, a guy putting on a coat. That's a really complex movement. And we actually had that I remember in The Great Mouse Detective. We had to do some in-betweening with the guy putting on a coat. And it's something that's pretty difficult. And so I came up with a shot with the guy putting on his coat. And this is it right here.
Look, you got 2 choices. You can either avoid the storm or you can face it, ride it out. See, the thing is, if you learn to ride it out, the storm's not a problem anymore.
See, the idea behind that is that you want something to look like it's effortless, to feel like you're just watching something happen. But in reality, this shot is extremely difficult. It's extremely complex, especially for 2D animation. And so in an effort to make it look effortless, I've got some techniques on how to do that. So anyway, without going on too much about the course, it's 4 different shots. I've got a couple of them done so far. I got a couple more to do. And we're going to be looking for that hopefully by Thanksgiving. So it's a few weeks away.
And some people were just asking the Tony's course. That comes out November 30th, and you can pre-order that one now.
Yes, you can pre-order that now.
Yep. Let's see the other big news we got today, right?
Yes. So did we cover all the main stuff?
Yep.
All right. Well, all the stuff before this. So we have got a new partnership. We were contacted by some great guys. They really fell in love with our philosophy. They love that the way we're approaching education, the way we try to give back, all that sort of thing. And these guys are they've got the same philosophy. So they came to us and wanted to see if we could team up in a way. And these are the guys from cashforyourmac.com. And what they do is they take in used Apple products and refurbish them and basically bring them up to brand new, it seems like. and then they resell them. And it's a great company in the sense that there's a lot of Nick and I both really believe in Mac products, Apple products, and there's a lot of people out there that would love to have them, but they can't afford them. And this is a company that really allows someone to come along and afford something like that. And so, like I said, we've got a partnership going, and we're going to be doing a little contest because they're going to start donating, or they've donated some equipment to us. And this week, we've gotten an iPad Pro. And actually, Nick, do you have the specs for that?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a 2020 iPad Pro, so that's the 4th generation model. It's a 512 gigabyte hard drive, and it's the Wi-Fi model. So it's if you were to go buy this refurbished from Apple, this is $1,000 device. Plus, they're throwing in a brand new Apple Pencil as well. So that makes it over $1,000 for this art challenge that we're going to be doing that Aaron will tell you about.
Yeah, it's really cool. You know, just backing up from that a little bit, Nick and I have talked about wanting to be kind of this hub, a place where people can come and get their education and also software, because we've got a partnership going with TV Paint. And now that we've got a hardware company involved, we're trying hard to become kind of this one-stop shop where you can get your education, you can get your software, you can get your hardware all in one place. And so we're slowly working towards that. And thanks to the guys at cashforyourmac.com, we're going to be able to do that. But so let's move on to the contest. So we're going to be doing an art contest. It's going to be open for 2 weeks starting today. And it's called The Drama of Nature. And so what we want you to do, and it doesn't have to involve an animal. I just want to see something from nature. It can involve an animal. But I want to see something dramatic. I want to see something that's emotional. I want to see something that's going to move me. It doesn't have to be, you know, a lion fight or something like that. That's dramatic, yes, but you can have something that's quiet and serene as well, and still have, you know, have a nice moving drama to it. I want you to use reference because this is a big thing that we've been pushing in creating imagery, is using reference, but not copying reference verbatim. And that's the thing that I really want to get across to people, is that do not copy it, you know, strictly straight from your reference. Because what I'd like to do is I want you guys to use reference, and then when you submit your finished paintings, pieces of art, I want you to submit the reference that you used as well. And I want to see how it was used, okay? And like I said, the deadline is going to be November 16th. So that's 2 weeks from now.
It's a little less than 2 weeks.
A little less than
We're going to
2
announce
weeks,
the winner 2 weeks from now.
Exactly. So we are announcing the winner, not next live stream, but the live stream after. And I think what I'm going to do is I want to pick maybe the top 10 or maybe the top 15, and we'll spend the live stream going over those, and then out of that I'll announce who the winner is. But like I said, this is going to be it's $1,000 value, a brand, or not brand new, but a refurbished iPad Pro with a pencil, Apple Pencil included. So for those of you that have been looking for an iPad or some kind of tablet to start working in Procreate or whatever, you know, this is your opportunity.
And it's the large model, I should add too, because I forgot there's 2 iPad Pros now. It's the 13-inch model, the 12.9-inch or whatever that is as well. So yeah, if you go to creatureartteacher.com/Mac, you can see all the details on how you need to submit your art. In fact, the form to upload the art is right there at that URL. So it's pretty simple. Just upload your art and your reference.
Now, one of the things I want to caution you about as far as the reference goes is I want to make sure that you're doing copyright-free reference. Don't go just pulling something off Google or off the internet and use that and then submit that to us, because first of all, it's plagiarism and depend. Well, let me back up from that. You might be able to change it quite a bit, and if it's just an anatomy reference or something like that, it would be okay. My recommendation is find copyright-free reference or shoot your own reference, okay? And that's one of the things that why I'm pushing this, is because I want to see people shoot more of their own reference, because it's something I think artists should be doing that want to be representational artists and do nature and wildlife and that sort of thing. I think you should be getting out there and seeing the animals and the nature in person. Don't just try to depict it from your armchair in your office or in your living room. And so I really encourage you to get out there and get it yourself. And if you can't, find something that is copyright free.
We do provide some on our on your website.
And that's exactly what I was just going to say next. We have some on our website. Not that I'm hawking it just for this course, but we do have some reference packs on the website, and there's links to those on our page.
Yeah, actually, at the bottom of the creatureartteacher.com/Mac URL, you'll see we've got the reference packs on sale as well. If you're interested, if you don't have reference for yourself, so
Right. And so, but either way, don't just go to Google and look up, whatever, and pull that down and then use that as your reference. Because once again, I want to see the reference that you're using.
we got
It's
a
a real
question.
challenge.
We have a question on this: is it open to just U.S. or is it open to other countries as well?
It's open to everybody around the world,
Okay.
except Antarctica. No penguins allowed.
And then another question is, can we submit multiple drawings?
It is one entry per person. So make it your best, people. Now, it can be something that you've already done, that you've done in the past. I don't want something from 20 years ago. But if you've got something in your portfolio that you're particularly proud of, then sure, I would love for you to do something new for this contest. That would be my preference. But if you have something that's pre-existing, then go for it. But once again, I want to reiterate, you only get one, okay?
And is it under a special medium, like a specific kind of medium, like oil, water, or
No, it's open to no photography. But I do want to see, it can be digital, it can be traditional, it can be anything, but it needs to be drawn or painted in some way or another, with reference being used.
So again, if you go to creatureartteacher.com/Mac, you can check out all the details and submit for your chance to win the iPad Pro. Definitely want to say thank you to cashforyourmac.com, the folks over there, for supplying this to us. Also, if you are in the market, they're not asking for anything from us. They're not getting your information or anything like that.
Which we'd never give anyway.
Yeah, we'd never give it anyway. But just in case, all we ask is that if you are in the market for an Apple device, maybe consider giving their website a look. So
yeah, check it out. It's cashforyourmac.com, and they're great, really great products, and they're guaranteed. So if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, you can bring it back, no problem.
Yep. So let's get into drawing, huh?
Yes, let's do that, shall we? So I want to do something dramatic today. I want to give an example of what I'm talking about for what you could do in the contest. So I went through some of our photos that were shot in Africa. Here's one that Dustin shot.
And actually, speaking of, mind if I?
Oh yeah, you're plugged.
Yeah. So as Dad literally just said, this is one of my photos, and this will actually be one of the photos that's going to be in the upcoming reference pack that I'm going to be releasing soon. And in fact, we are in final review. We're taking out all of that.
Yeah,
all the rough
Dustin's
ones.
come up with about 1,500 photos.
So there's a lot of
there's too many.
Yeah, but there's a couple that are like a little out of focus, or might not be a good enough composition.
Yeah, so
we're making the final.
We're in the process of going through and reviewing them, and once they get reviewed, then we'll be able to release it and get it out to you guys.
So hopefully it'll be right around the corner. Maybe hopefully next week or the week after.
Yeah,
so.
next week after. So we're looking definitely before the holiday.
Definitely.
So that's what we're looking forward to.
So
and
very excited about
Trust
that.
me, this is going to be a really good pack.
Yeah, I'm very
the
excited.
photos that came out of this last trip to Africa just were amazing.
It was by far the best experience I ever had.
Oh yeah,
and really pushed my photography to its limits.
So I'm gonna do an image that's 18 by 24 inches. I always like to stay within standard sizes or multiples of. Like 24 by 36, I want it to be 12 by 18, things like that. That way, when we go to print them, they can be standard, and you can find standard size frames for them if you decide to frame it.
So this is a question I think you can answer while you're drawing. What do you mean by drama in nature? Like, what does that mean to you?
To me, drama is anything that's going to be emotionally moving. It's not going to be boring. But you can interpret that any number of ways. You can have something that's serene, and something that's going to move me. And I think you can have something that's serene looking and still have a dramatic feel to it, I guess. Maybe I'm countering myself a little bit, but it's for me, it's anything that's going to pull an emotional response. And so that's all I'm saying. So to me, because you can have a sleeping lion, let's say, that's lit really dramatically, back rim lighting or something like that. There's ways of, and that's basically what I'm going to do here. This isn't necessarily a dramatic shot, but I'm going to do this using the reference as a starting point, and I'm going to light it and make some changes to it that are going to make it more dramatic. And that's the point that I want to try to do today.
And I think probably one of the most dramatic art pieces I've seen recently is from Greg with that painting that he made of the leopard catching the impala.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen that one?
I don't think I have. Seen
Oh,
that
you
one.
didn't see the finished piece? Greg,
Oh no, that's from this last trip.
It was
Yeah.
the last trip. Yeah.
Oh, pull it up. I want to see it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's incredible. I'll
Yeah.
pull it up and send it to you, Aaron, so you can show it on the screen.
Yeah, because one of the
Actually, I'll pull it up here. It's a great. Is it on his?
it's
on his
his
Facebook.
It's on his
on
Facebook.
his Facebook.
On his Facebook.
Let's do that. Let's go to here and Greg Beecham.
Yeah, because when we were all together, we encountered one of the leopards in the woods, and where we were, we saw the leopard make its first charge towards the impalas.
Oh.
But Greg actually got
There's
the
the wolf.
shot of the leopard.
So for
Making
those
the
of you
impala
that
tail.
don't follow him, Greg Beecham is a good friend of ours, an amazing wildlife artist, and I highly recommend that you follow him. He's an extremely gentle, sweet man and very talented, incredible artist. And here's a piece that he just did in oil from that trip. Wow, that is cool. And look at some of the this is interesting to me. Some of the artistic choices that he made. Look at the light around the head of the leopard.
If you go to the next image, you'll actually have a closer look of the head.
Yeah, look at that. There's a looseness to his painting style that I love, but it really adds to the drama. Look at the eye on that impala.
Yeah, we were with Greg on this trip, and
Yeah, we actually saw this, not from this angle, but we saw this happen firsthand. And now, and also too, here's another example. Here's the reference. Look at that reference. That is dramatic. This is taking my the title of the contest verbatim. But look at the reference, but then look at his interpretation of that reference. How he's cleared things up. Look at the leaves. He really improved the composition, improved the clarity, pushed the drama of the lighting. It's really incredible. And then there's the and this impala. What happened? It was a big male impala that was fighting with another male, and they were so intent on each other that they really lost sight of looking for any predators around them. And she took that opportunity and came running in, and she took one of the males down, and that was how we ended up here. But there you go. I hadn't seen this. This was amazing. Cool. A Terrible Intimacy. What a great 30 by 40. Wow.
he's been working big lately.
Yeah, that's great. Man, that's beautiful. Yeah, I've been meaning to get to a nice big watercolor, and I haven't done it. Now, seeing this, I realize I got to get off my butt.
And then hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right, but Georgie Galante wants to know what you thought about the art piece that I showed you earlier on the Instagram of the two.
Oh, I
lines.
loved it. I loved it. That was great. Here's our whole group in Africa, sitting by the river drawing, and this guy right here with the hat on, that's Greg
Greg.
Beecham.
Yep.
So
He gave me some really great pointers when we were back in the hut. When I was editing the photos, I would show him some of the photos, and he would actually give me some pointers on setting up the composition while cropping, and
Yeah.
he was a really nice mentor on the trip.
All right, we're 30 minutes in, and I'm just now starting to draw. So let's get into this. I'm going to keep
Let's do
this.
this.
I'm going to keep this really energetic. I'm going to keep it loose.
And his last name, Beecham's last name is spelled Beecham. For anyone that's wondering.
One of the things I love about leopards is this round shape to their heads. Right down into the muzzle here.
And a couple of our Facebook regulars are on. Erica's here. Caroline.
Hey, Erica.
Zone G's here.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Is it easier for lions or cheetahs on the open plains to hunt the wildebeest? Like,
Lions for sure, because they're just because of their mass. Cheetahs don't have a lot of mass, so a lot of times cheetahs won't take down adults unless they're working together. In which case, we did see some cheetahs do that.
well, we saw the aftermath.
We saw the aftermath. Yeah,
Yeah, it was the four brothers, and they took down like what, 3?
yeah, yeah. They got a little greedy. Those
Yeah. Yeah, one of them had a whole wildebeest to itself, but then I was like, I'm gonna hang out with the rest of the
Yeah,
bird.
he went over and just left it and gave it to the vultures.
I think that was just kills of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean,
Take it when they got the chance.
yeah,
And
they can't resist their instincts, you know.
Got a book question. I think we've had this question a few times, but if I order the other book, I already have one ordered. Will they ship together, one shipping price, or do I pay 2 shipping costs? As the UK, that's quite a lot.
unfortunately, at this point, it is 2 separate costs because of the way the books are arriving to us. So
Yeah,
it's just the nature of how it is. So unfortunately, that is the case. So if you want the pre-order and you want the signed copies, unfortunately, they've got to go separately as of right now. Part of that has to do with because we don't have them. We don't know we didn't know when they were arriving, if they're arriving together, what's happening, yada yada yada. We don't have the final weights, so to give you an accurate shipping on 2 books and yada yada, it gets pretty complicated. So
What's your opinion on how Shere Khan was animated back in the day?
I thought it was brilliant. That's Milt Kahl, one of my favorite animators.
And where do you think the line is drawn between loose or messy? Like, what do you think is the biggest difference?
Well, to me, a loose piece, you can still understand what's going on with it. Messy is just, careless. And you're not seeing anatomy or you're seeing a disregard for anatomy or just the line work itself. Whereas here, I'm still trying to keep anatomy. I'm trying to move fast. Now the question is, do I want to put them up high in the composition? I think I do. Put them up high in the composition. I think what I'm going to do is drop the horizon down, because right now in the reference, if you look at, I want to jump back and forth between the reference and here. If you look at the reference, the reference, the horizon is up above the frame, or at least the grasses are. I want to drop the horizon down so we're actually seeing sky, and the grasses are breaking the plane of the sky. So I think it'll be more dramatic, and it'll feel like we're down deeper in the grass with the cat. Whoops.
Wow, we're already getting submissions to the challenge.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right, come on now. I said you could submit stuff that you've already done, but come on. Push yourself. Push yourself.
Which one of Ward Kimball's characters are your favorite and that you admired, and how was he when you met him in person?
He's a grumpy old man. He was great though. He's funny. I love Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I love the Mad Hatter. The Mad Tea Party is probably one of my favorite bits of animation ever. I'm just going to keep this probably just like this drawing.
Just got an emotion alert. Aaron Rivers is outside with his umbrella and his tiger rubber rain boots, just jumping around in the rain puddles.
Good. As every 5-year-old boy should.
Yep.
So Nick gets the award for coolest dad ever. He just got his 5-year-old son a full-on drum set for his birthday.
I also get the award for dumbest dad.
I was just going to say, do you regret it yet?
No, he's loving it. He's absolutely.
I'm sure he's loving it. Are you and Selena loving it?
No, it's been good. He's wailing on it. I mean, he's having a great time. But you know, we've got the rule is no drum set before coffee. So, and he's been pretty good with it.
Got to get him on some. Listening to some Neil Peart. Been playing Tom Sawyer.
Oh yeah, someone asked if the shipping is free for the giveaway. Absolutely. If you win, we're not charging.
Yeah,
you
we're gonna charge you to ship it to you.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely whether you're international or domestic, those fees are on us. So, and and obviously the donation from Cash for Your Mac. We really appreciate that.
I get so many robocalls.
Yeah, it feels like that's escalating again, doesn't it? I feel like I'm getting a lot more than like there was about a year ago. It felt like you got a ton of them, and then at least me personally, it felt like it died down for a little while, and now they're
it's just constant.
Edwin on YouTube asks, question, do your characters need to be in color when you're designing them?
No. When I start designing, I just start with drawings. Color comes later.
And this is somebody that obviously joined late. Hey, I've pre-ordered your book and I'm really excited about it. Any update on the date for shipping?
No, unfortunately, it doesn't look like the book's going to be coming before Christmas of next year.
He's joking. At the top of the live stream, we announced that we have great news. The books are off the boat. We actually get them next week, so we start shipping them next week. So if you're interested in still getting a signed copy and getting in at the pre-order price, go to creatureartteacher.com/books. You got till next Friday to get in on the pre-order. 1 week from today.
Do it.
Do it. Dan Irwin says, I can't wait to draw the Grinch this Christmas. Do you know what you'll be drawing for the season?
Don't know.
So you did the Grinch.
I did the Grinch a few years back.
Yeah, you did the Grinch a few years back.
You did a Santa flying on a flying rhino.
Yeah, that was the year before. Last year
And-
it was Rudolph leading them out of the storm, like out of the COVID storm.
Yeah, and you did the Mandalorian Baby Yoda.
Yep,
Oh,
somebody
Baby
did
Yoda.
mention the Baby Yoda that they really liked it.
Yeah, we got to come up with something fun. I still think Abominable Snowman, like the cartoony one, would be cool.
Yeah.
Silver and
squeeze him. I'll name him George. I always loved that was based on Of Mice and Men. You knew that, right?
Yeah.
The
The Abominable Snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Lenny, basically.
You're hurting me. Please stop. Shelly's asking, Nick, can we have the contest link again?
Sure. I'll post it in the comments, but it's creatureartteacher.com/Mac. Why don't you go and throw that slide up there, Justin, for a
My
minute?
own little bunny.
My own little bunny rabbit.
Because remember how Lenny wanted a rabbit farm? And Of Mice and Men?
Oh, yeah.
Can you see him, Lenny? Ran across the river. Can you see him? I can see him, George. I can.
So dark, so quick.
Isn't it you that did that?
Huh?
Wasn't it you that did that? One time, didn't it?
Oh, I did. But that's also like how it happens in the movie.
I know exactly. It's so shocking.
Abby Irvin says, first off, just want to say that you're an inspiration to me. I admire you and your work greatly.
Thank you.
My question is, how do I become a storyboard artist? It's been my dream ever since I was little. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, I do. First of all, really start to understand and study sequential storytelling, drawing, imagery. Look at cinematography, cutting. Storyboarding is all of that, along with understanding story. Being a great storyboard artist, I think, is one of the hardest jobs in the industry. Only because it really does entail so much, so many other disciplines. And, I always think of it this way. I always explain it this way. As a storyboard artist, you're the first one to interpret the written word and turn it into an image. You really are. There's a heavy responsibility that comes with that. And that's why, I always used to get resistance, but I still stand by this. I still believe that story artists should be some of the best artists in the crew. Because I think with great story artists, if you can get really good boards soon, early, it really alleviates a lot of the work down the road. Yes, I mean, there's a lot of storyboard artists out there that, they're not great with cinematography, or they're not great with whatever, acting or whatever, but they've got great ideas. And then, the other people in the other disciplines down the road, whether it be layout or whatever, kind of take up the slack. And I understand that. But if you have somebody that understands all that right off the bat, then you're that much better off. And I've seen what great story artists can do for a movie, and it's incredible. And so really push yourself in all of these disciplines, whether it's character, acting, drawing character, all of those. I mean, it's a lot to think about. But it's super, super, super rewarding.
And Tim Hodge has an amazing course that does help a lot with storyboarding on Creature Art Teacher.
Yes, and Lyndon Ruddy as well. We've got 2 courses One from Lyndon Rush, one from Tim Hodge. They're both amazing courses.
Both of them you can buy a la carte, or they're included with our membership.
Yeah.
Here's a couple questions for you. First of all, this is just a comment. Much love from Indonesia. It's 1:44 a.m. here.
Oh my gosh.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Well, they might just be starting their day. Murillo Leonardo asks, which do you prefer, Roger Rabbit or Oswald the Rabbit?
Roger.
Well, you animated Roger, so I figured.
I did, yeah.
Oswald the Rabbit.
Yeah, he's actually Walt's original character is Oswald the Rabbit before Mickey.
Yeah. Before Mortimer.
Yeah. You know, funny conversation about that, or funny story about that. Do you know that, Al Michaels, the
Yeah, the sportscaster.
yeah. He got traded for Oswald the Rabbit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when they started out, he didn't own Oswald. That Universal actually had the rights to Oswald the Rabbit. So when Monday Night Football switched from ABC to NBC,
Yeah.
to get Al Michaels' contract so that he could go to NBC, which is owned by Comcast Universal, Disney said they would only do it if Universal gave them the rights to Oswald. So
No kidding.
that's what happened. So he was traded for a cartoon character.
That's funny.
So now Disney has Oswald the Rabbit back.
I had no idea.
Which is good, because I feel like Disney doesn't own enough things. They
Exactly.
really,
Poor guys. I mean, they are the underdog.
the little can-do company rolling up their sleeves.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm just laying in some local color, some variations of obviously without the spots, just getting in some variations of color. And I'll go in later with some looser brushes.
From Gisei, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. How do you draw feathers? Like, what's a good technique for feathers?
Draw a line and a whole bunch of little lines along the edge. Well, feathers are like hair. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do with them, but you don't want to draw every feather. I was caught up in that when I first started doing art as a kid, doing animal art. I really did a lot of birds, and I thought I had to do every feather on every bird that I drew, and it's really not the case. So don't get caught up in doing that. That's my first piece of advice. Next is, there's all kinds of different feathers. There's down feathers, flight feathers, secondary feathers, exterior feathers. There's lots of different feathers. So when you say how do you draw a feather, you got to be more specific and which feathers are you talking about. But really look at just do your research. Look at feathers, and the way they're built. Because certain birds, their feathers are built differently than other birds. You look at owls, for instance. Owls, when they fly, their flight feathers, when they fly, they are completely silent. You don't hear any whooshing of wings or anything like that because their feathers are built in a certain way that break up the air moving over them so that their prey cannot hear them coming.
Alexandra on YouTube says, greetings from Poland.
Hey, how's it going, eh?
Any plans? Is there going to be another workshop in Europe in 2022, Aaron? I was in London in 2019 and I learned a lot.
Yes. We whether it's going to be 2021 or not remains to be seen.
2022.
Or 2022. Shoot, we are 2021.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Almost there.
I would think it's
Almost there.
highly likely we would end up doing something next year in Europe at some point. Nothing on the calendar yet.
Right.
I would say it's a pretty strong possibility.
Yes. Yes. So,
Question,
but yeah, definitely I think we're going to have something going on there.
Punk Bunny has a question about the contest or the art challenge. Does the drawing have to be realistic, or can it be anthropomorphized like the Lion King?
Has to be as real as a photo.
No, as long as it's you're once again you're coming off of reference, but no, it doesn't have to be. I don't think it has to be realistic.
I think again, it's about the drama. Whatever
Yes, if
whatever
you-
style you do it in is up
Yeah.
to you.
It doesn't have to be fully realistic, representational in that way.
Drama also doesn't have to mean there even has to be an animal. We gave the example of it could be like an action scene, a face off between two animals, but it could be also could be a rolling thunderstorm over the horizon on the plains of Africa.
A beautiful sunset.
Exactly.
From Kevin, may we see the charcoal drawing behind you on the board?
Why, yeah. On Stevie. This is what we did on the live stream how long ago?
It was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I'm going to post a link to it. It was
Maybe...
October 15th we did it.
October 15th, so just under a month.
There it is.
Beauty.
Beauty. Beauty.
Beauty.
Is that lit up enough?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's lit.
So there you go. That one we did live. That was a 3-hour drawing.
Yeah, that's another one of based off another photo of.
Yeah, from the set.
Yep. Oh, from Castro, what is your advice and any tips if I want to do thumbnailing when animating a scene and character design?
Well, thumbnailing for me is, that's your time to explore, okay? That's your time to kind of figure out posing, attitude, expression, all of that. And it's your time to, like I said, the key word being explore. So don't settle too quickly. When I've got a complex scene and it's time to thumbnail, I'm really going to thumbnail a lot, and I really start to work it out. I get it to the point where I've got so many thumbnails, I pick and choose, and then I like to actually shoot my thumbnails. I'll put them out on the timeline, and do a little rough cut to see how they work, and I'll use that as kind of a first pass before I go in and do any animation over the top of that. So that's one method I like to use for my thumbnails. So think of that as well.
A couple of Twitch questions for you.
Sure.
Do you hold your pen differently if you're drawing something cartoony or if you're drawing something more realistic?
No, I hold it the same way all the time.
Let's see. And then I'm 27, and I'm wondering if it's...
Congratulations.
I'm wondering if you think it's too late to get into digital art. I would like to pursue a career, but I'm looking at people like you, and I don't think I'll ever get there to such a professional level.
Oh, I can't tell you how annoying that is. I'm kidding. No, you're not. You're so young. You're only 27. No, you are.
There's a lot of people who don't even start their art career till much older than that. So you've got tons of time.
You are fine.
It's not
Get
about
in there and start drawing. It's not, and stop comparing yourself. That's your first mistake right there. Don't stop comparing yourself to other people. Just get in there and compare yourself to you. How good are you this week compared to last week? And look at it in those terms. And I've been doing this for 40, professionally for 40 some odd years, but I've been, really, like, since I started at Disney. I started at Disney when I was 21. The difference between 21 and 27 is not a huge difference. So get out there.
There's a YouTube question, and it might be a little too specific, but you might be able to answer it a little more broadly. I don't know if you can answer this, but how soon do background painters need to turn in a fully finished work for a TV animated project? I know you don't do a lot of TV, but maybe for film.
I don't know. It really all depends on the specific schedule for each project. Because they really do vary quite a bit, but it's very fast turnarounds compared to feature stuff.
backgrounds in feature, that's all part of the production process, right? It's not.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not pre-production, is it?
No, it's part of production, and the backgrounds usually, depending on the complexity, it's 1 or 2 a week from each background painter. You know, sometimes you get just color cards and things like that, a sky card, and that's a little different. But really, it's just a couple of 1 or 2 a week.
Hey, Aaron, Nick, and Dustin.
Hi.
Hi,
Hola.
I would like to be a character designer.
that's awesome.
What should I be drawing? Should it be human life drawings, animals, or both? Any
Yes.
advice would be appreciated.
Yep, both. You should be doing all of it. You should just be becoming a great artist. Becoming a great artist will make you a great character designer. You need to learn it all, really. So get in there and work it out.
It's been the 20th anniversary of the Pixar movie Monsters, Inc. Has it really been that? Holy moly.
Oh,
And what was your favorite scene, and what did you think when you first saw it, Aaron?
my favorite scene in Monsters Inc.?
Put that thing
think
back
the-
where
the
it came
part that
from.
made
Or
me-
so help me. So help me.
Oh, that's it.
What?
When
Put that back in the box, or so help me.
he turns
Oh,
it into
yeah.
music. Put that thing back where it came from. Or so help me. So help me. It's a title number. Billy Crystal's great.
Yeah, the
He
part
is.
that made me laugh the most is when Sully thinks that Boo's in the trash compactor or whatever
And
that
he
thing
keeps,
was.
He keeps throwing up
He keeps passing.
or passing out. Yeah.
And I can't believe that's 20 years old.
Yep. Makes you feel old, doesn't it, Dustin?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna keep happening.
Oh, Martin, or I says, hey guys, I came 1 hour late because in Europe we had to put our clocks back 1 hour last Sunday.
Well, we do that this Sunday.
Oh, is
Oh,
this
that's
Sunday?
interesting. I didn't realize some people were already doing the shift.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, ours switch over on Sunday. Sunday. Back in the days when I used to hang out at the bar, that was always the best time to be at the bar because you get the closing and then you stay another hour.
Yeah, actually, one year, I think I must have been probably 22 or 23. The time change actually fell on Halloween, and it was a Saturday night. So we went to a Halloween party. People were in costume. It was a Saturday night, so people were really into it, and you got the extra hour on top of it. That was a long night, but it was fun.
I bet it was.
I was Luke Skywalker. In Jedi, I was all black and just a black glove, like my hand had been cut off. It was an easy one.
I got two questions about the contest. Martin specifically is asking for the link for the contest, but from Becky, what if I use more than one reference? Shall I upload both for the
Yes.
competition?
Yeah, go ahead and just upload all your reference.
Yeah, you can upload multiple files, or you can create a zip file and upload them that way too. Just so people know the technical stuff.
How's it going, team?
Hey, how you doing, Mama?
What up, guys?
It is wet outside.
Quick question, because I'm a member, I have access to all courses under the member cost, correct? No extra fees. I completely forget.
Yes, that's 100%
Exactly.
correct.
That's one of the beauties of being a member. That's why we keep pushing people to become members. Once you're a member, you have access to everything.
Yeah, that really is the best deal. Because in all honesty, we run our courses run anywhere typically from $20 to $60 depending on the course. So if you buy 3 or 4 courses, individually. The membership gets you all of the courses for the same price as 3 or 4 of the regular courses, plus everything we release over the next year. We've tried to make it a good value.
I think we have.
I like to think it's one of the best values in art education.
I agree.
Do you agree?
I concur.
You concur.
Wholeheartedly.
Why do hyenas make a whoop sound? Like, why do hyenas make the sounds that they make?
The shape of their nasal
the
cavity.
Shape of their, I was going to say, their anatomy.
Someone just commented that our audio sounds a little strange. I'm going to check it. Let us know in the comments if you're noticing any sound issues, people. That'll.
Strange like Doctor Strange?
That was Star Trek.
It was.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, that's Next Generation there. I remember watching quite a few of the Star Trek Next Generation episodes once in a while.
Oh, your mother loved them. Your mother didn't miss any of them.
That's probably why I remember watching a few of them.
Oh yeah, your mother was hooked on them.
A lot of people saying they love their memberships.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice, bud.
Yeah, that's the other thing. All of our courses, you don't just get the videos. We include bonus content. So, like, usually it's the source files. So, like with Aaron's animation courses, you get the animation files or at least JPEGs or, stuff so you can see frame by frame breakdowns. With the digital painting courses, you get
Break it down.
the layered files, so you can see each layer and how it was built up. If with like the Zbrush courses that Tony does, he includes the all of the model files and the Zbrush and his interface, and Lyndon's storyboard course. He's got his custom pencils that he's made, and we put all that stuff in there as well, and that's all included with the membership or with the purchase of the course.
And Shelly's saying, my hearing aids are picking up fine on Facebook.
Aaron, do you like practical effects in movies like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park? And have you ever done illustration concepts for stuff like that before?
Stay out of my territory!
Sorry, I had the wrong tab open. I stole a question that
I was like, what the hell? What's happened?
I stole a Facebook question.
Sorry, I had to.
Funny. That was hilarious. No, I've never done any illustrations for anything like that. And yes, I am the practical effects. I think they're super cool. But I'm also a big believer for whatever's best for the movie. So, if you're looking at like a James Cameron who's doing everything, and I don't think he uses any practical effects, but I love everything he does, and there's that. But I do like movies that, I like that Star Wars is, going back to doing some of that stuff just for nostalgic reasons, if not for anything else.
I think I mentioned this on a previous stream, but people don't realize that Episode 1, the first of the prequels, actually has more practical shots than any Star Wars movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
It just also has a ton of CGI and was the first to have the digital characters, so that's what everybody focused on. But there's tons of practical shots in those movies too.
Oh, you're talking about the ones that were re-released?
The prequels, the one
yeah.
with Liam Neeson. And
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that stuff.
gotcha.
Like there's some with the pod racing stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of that's models. Like
I
all
was
those,
wondering about that.
yeah, like those big crowd shots and stuff. A lot of them, they built giant models, and they just like all of the people in the stands are little Q-tips that are like paint. They just dipped them in paint.
That's cool.
Yeah, the really crazy things in Independence Day, the way they got that wall of flame during the big explosion scene when the aliens start firing their big laser.
Uh-huh.
How they got that was there were all the buildings were of course practical, but they had it at like not a complete 90 degree, but like maybe like an 80 degree angle.
Uh-huh.
And they just blew a flamethrower right onto the board and just let the fire spread across it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I
And
should
we
be
just load it down.
using that cursor highlighter, shouldn't I?
Oh yeah, yep.
That is this
Forgot
thing.
about that.
No, it's not that thing.
Presentify.
Presentify. We got to highlight it again. It's here. Where's my search? There. Do you want to install any updates for now or tonight? No, I'm talking about it later.
How about now? I had a question, please.
Hold on, I'm still trying to do Presentify.
And then it puts it in the little menu, Aaron, and then you just do highlight cursor.
See this? No.
You
Which
just
one
get
is
a highlight the cursor there, bud.
it? There we go.
And then you gotta click.
Alright.
Today.
Right. Do you think it's possible to study drawing while listening to music? I'm trying to learn, so I draw a lot, but I do it while listening to music and songs. But I don't know if it's better to just draw without sound or to draw with sound.
It totally depends on the person.
How was your Halloween?
It was awesome. We had a really great time. We didn't have now that we've moved into a new neighborhood, we didn't have nearly the trick-or-treaters that we normally get. So that was a bit disappointing because I like to go out. I go all out, and I spend a lot of money on Halloween. And I go out and I buy the full-size candy bars, but I get like boxes of them, and we hand out like 5 at a time to kids. Or at least we did this time because no one was showing up. But I remember one year I sent my daughter out. I gave her my credit card. I said, "Go crazy! I want you to get a bunch of go to Sam's, get full size candy bars. We're gonna be the heroes of the block." And she came back. She spent almost $800 on candy.
Yeah, she went a little more crazy
She
than you
went a
had in
little more
mind.
crazy than I expected, and but we ended up with. I ended up bringing some of it back, but by the end of the night, the kids that were showing up at like 9 o'clock after everyone was going in, I go, "Hey, you want a box of candy, full size candy bars?" And they couldn't believe it. It was funny.
Caroline says that anyone ever just had the automatic subtitles on these streams? They are hilarious. Apparently, Facebook has a setting where you can actually turn on the auto-generated captions.
Yeah, I believe YouTube has it too.
Yeah, so as you talk, it creates subtitles, but I guess sometimes it doesn't quite pick up what you're
Doesn't
trying
get
to
it right.
say. It says something different.
Yeah, they're pretty hit or miss, I've noticed. Especially when you get multiple people talking and
I'm sure all hell just breaks loose. From Justin Bianchini. When you were at Disney, How long were you given to learn how to draw the character you had to animate?
If we were designing the character, we'd get about 4 to 6 weeks to design it and get it going. If we were new to it, we'd get about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, if we weren't supervising, but going to be on the crew.
What was your most difficult character to get approved, Aaron?
As a supervisor, probably the most difficult one, probably Nala, because I was new to it. I mean, I had done Raja, but Raja was fairly easy to get through, and Nala, we had directors that were very particular. Rob Minkoff and Roger Allers were great directors, by the way. But it was a little much for me. Not much, but I mean, it took a while.
Martin's asking for updates on the book because he came.
Sorry, pal, you missed it.
The books are off the boat. Ding, 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 ding. Hooray! Throw the confetti. So we will have the books in our hands next week. They start shipping out next week. So if you want to get a pre-order of that book, go to creatureartteacher.com/books, or those books, I should say. You have from 1 week from now, you have until next Friday to pre-order. I'm getting word salad. You have 1 more week to pre-order. Books are shipping next week. We're extending the pre-order till next Friday. You can still get a signed copy if you get it in by then. Next Friday, the price goes up and you don't get a signed copy. So get it while you can. Also, because I'm sure we're going to get all kinds of questions about how the shipping works. We're getting them basically the middle of next week. Aaron's got to sign a whole bunch of books. It's going to take a little while to get them out the door. So be patient with us on that. But we're going to be packing them and shipping them as he's signing them. So we're going to ship them all out in the order that they came in, but our goal is to get them all out the door as quickly as humanly possible. We've got a whole crew standing by ready to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be all hands on deck. I was talking to Marshall about it last night, my father. He can't see, but he can pack stuff, so he can put books in envelopes.
From Stephen Marshall, can you do another animation Saturday seminar where you animate a scene?
Yeah, we might be able to do something like that. But actually, that brings us to our next bit, because we are going to be doing another live event, an internet live event, probably December. What did we say?
Well, I didn't think we were going to announce the date.
Sometime in December. We don't have to give it, but I just want to give you a heads up. We will be doing another live one. We're not quite ready to announce the subject yet, but we are going to be doing a live pay-per-view kind of event in first 2 weeks.
Yeah, an online live workshop. We should be doing. We should actually probably be announcing that next week, more than likely.
I think we have to.
Yes.
Rochelle, can we have a happy song or phrase every time Aaron starts a new digital layer? Lair.
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 So that kind of makes me think. Back in the day, doing website development, it's still around, but it's not as big as it used to be. But I used to use software by Adobe called Dreamweaver all the time. And I always thought it was such a missed opportunity. I feel like anytime you open that software, it should just say, "Whoa, Dreamweaver." In my head, I hummed it every time.
With that?
In my head, I hummed that every time I opened the software, and I feel like I missed the boat.
From Michael Klein, how many digital pictures have you created over the last years? Your productivity is insane.
More than 10.
More than 7.
More than 7. I have no clue.
Where did you get, that charcoal pencil that you use where you peel it off with the string?
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
You can get them anywhere, any art store. That's really common.
Was that actually charcoal or is that a grease pencil?
It's they're both.
Okay.
I have charcoal pencils like that and grease pencils, China markers like that.
Every time Martin's saying, every time Aaron creates a new layer, Dustin should sing "Oops, I Did It Again" by Britney Spears.
Ronnie Williford has a really great version of that he does on acoustic.
I'll just sing, "Oops, I made a new layer."
So all I'm doing is just breaking up. I'm going in on a layers over the tops of each of these layers and breaking them up with the multiply layer. And I'll be building up over the top of that.
What characters and scenes of I feel like I'm gonna butcher his name. I always do. Andreas Deja.
Yep, Andreas Deja.
Deja.
Yep.
Andreas Deja. Are your favorite, Aaron? And do you see him more often?
I don't see Andreas hardly at all. I haven't seen Andreas since CTN. That was the last time I saw him.
That was about 2 years ago, I think, right?
Yeah. But Andreas is doing some great stuff with a tiger. Andreas is also an animal lover and great animal artist, draftsman. And he's doing I don't know if he's doing a featurette or a short. I think it's called Misha, involving a tiger. He's been working on that for a while. I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
And Kurt Zimmerman says, "Aloha from Hawaii."
Hawaii. Oops, I did it again. See, that's gonna be stuck in my head now.
Hashtag free Britney. Can you save the colors you use? Like if you wanted to go back to the same color, do you have to find it again or can you save them?
I guess you could save them. I don't find a use for that because everything I do is really kind of organic in the way I approach it.
Yeah, but you can. There's a palette
you
option
can.
in Photoshop, and
Yeah.
you can pick any color and drag it to the palette.
I usually just use my eyedropper and touch the color to grab that color again.
What was the most challenging scene you ever had to animate at Disney?
There's a couple. The whole sequence. I always talk about the sequence between Belle and Beast and Beauty and the Beast, where she's trying to bandage his arm and he's yelling at her, "That hurt!" And that whole exchange back and forth on the couch. That took me about 3 months to animate all of that, and it's only about a minute's worth of animation, but it was a lot. And let's see.
Someone said you should draw Britney riding to freedom on the back of that cat.
And then mechanically, I had a really complex shot, and I've talked about this one before too, in Trail Mix-Up with Roger Rabbit, where he's swinging around, he's tangled up in this rope, and he's swinging around back and forth, and it has to settle, but he's also twirling, and that has to settle, and he's going in and out towards and away from camera. So there's a lot of physics happening, all while acting.
Hey, are you planning on doing any live streams for the new 3D model feature that they just released in Procreate?
I hadn't planned on it.
Basically, the idea is you can kind of do sort of like what Armand does, where you bring in a 3D model and you use that as a basis. And then
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
I've heard people say that huskies, the type of dog, looks like a wolf. Do you agree with that?
I see a resemblance.
That huskies look like a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they look a lot like a wolf. They crossbreed them a lot.
How's your first day in Disney?
Oh, it was great. You know, it was. I was pinching myself. I loved working for Disney.
Oh, and Erica mentions from Andreas, it's a short called Mushka,
Mushka, that's it.
and it's supposed to premiere at CTN in person and online this year.
Oh, good. Been dying to see that.
YouTube question: what's the zoom level you generally work at? Like, how far zoomed in are you? Grateful for
It
your
depends
advice.
on whatever this is. I don't know. I don't know how to.
I think if you click on the zoom tool, the magnifying glass, it'll actually tell you where you're at. I think.
The what? Oh, on the left.
Yeah, you never use the magnifying glass, so
No.
you don't ever think about it. I think it tells you what your zoom percentage in is. I don't know. But you bounce all around. Like if you're doing detail, you go in tight. And if you're
Yeah, I'm constantly hitting Command plus or minus. That's the shortcut.
Would you like to see gorillas, chimps, and orangutans in the wild in Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, or any of those kinds of places?
No,
oh,
And have you ever drawn them?
of course I would. That's a dream.
And have you ever drawn them?
Not in the wild,
Not in
no.
the wild, only the zoos.
why are domestic cats smaller but so big in the wild?
Well, there are big cats in the wild, but there's
think that's
actually a
what they
lot
mean,
of
is-
small cats in the wild.
Right.
It's small as small as a house cat.
Why are you doing brown spots instead of black?
Because when you look at this, the spots in a lot of the areas are brownish, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to alpha lock it, and I'll darken the spots that need to be darkened. And when I say alpha lock, I mean that I'll only be able to draw over where the spots are. You'll see. Just watch. You'll see.
Do you use a Wacom art pen?
I'm using the stylus that I've used for several years. I don't know what an Wacom art pen is. Is that something completely different?
It might be what you're using a stylus, but I don't know if there's specifically an art pen.
That's what I'm wondering.
It's just the stylus.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think a lot of people do consider it as a art pen more than stylus.
So for those of you that have come in late, we are partnered up with some great friends over at cashforyourmac.com, and we're doing an art contest. The deadline is November 16th, and we'll be announcing the winner on the live stream right after that. But we want to see you go out and do a piece of art, and the theme is the drama of nature. And so, you interpret that any way you want. I want you to use reference. I want to see the reference when you submit. I want you to submit your reference with it. I want to see how you used it. The goal being, obviously, don't just copy your reference verbatim. I want to see how it's a jumping off point for you. And the winner will receive an iPad Pro with Apple Pencil. That's $1,000 value.
Yep, it's the 13 or 12.9-inch model, 512 gigs of hard drive space,
Of Rammy stuff.
of RAMmy stuff. And we're going to be announcing the winner 2 weeks from today. So you've got until November 16th to enter. And if you can enter at creatureartteacher.com/Mac.
Martin's asking, can you tell us the whole story about you getting a ball out of a tree at Disney World and shouting at the security guy?
Who asked that?
Martin Berger.
Did we tell that story one time?
I don't remember that.
I don't know that story.
I know. Well, anyway, we were in our 20s and way immature for our age, and a little bit spoiled, and for where we worked. But anyway, we would take breaks when we were, when we were working, and we'd go out and play vortex ball, which is it's a Nerf ball, basically football with a kind of an arrow shaft on the end of it, so they would fly straight.
Oh, those things are fun.
Yeah, they're really fun, and you can throw them super far. Well, our studio where we would play is on the other side of at MGM Studios, on the other side of the big grassy berm from the Tower of Terror, and they had all these big trees, newly planted magnolia trees and whatnot. And I threw the ball and it got stuck in the tree. So I went over there to get it out. I wasn't hurting the tree, but I was fairly violently shaking it to get my ball out of the tree. And one of the guys from WDI started screaming at me. So I started screaming at him back that I'm trying to get my ball out of the tree. And all my buddies just kind of left me there because they got embarrassed. And it was pretty funny. I was acting like I was 12. I think I was 25 or something.
Trying to get my ball out of the tree.
Trying to get my ball out of the tree. Shut up. Man, they hated us, and I did not do any benefit to that at all that day.
V is watching, says, "What up, peeps?"
Who?
V. What up?
Hey, V. Hey, whatever happened to oh my gosh, what's wrong with me?
You okay
From
there,
Santa
buddy?
Cruz.
Oh, the white crew?
Gabby?
Gabby, yeah, whatever happened to I couldn't remember Gabby.
Oh, she still watches a lot. I don't think she's been on in a bit.
Did you ever see a leopard hunt baboons?
I heard a leopard kill a baboon during the night on my first trip. It was horrible.
And we saw the impala, but we did also see or I saw a leopard chase after a warthog, but didn't catch it.
I'm just gonna fly through these a little bit faster now.
Oh, somebody clarifies that the art pen does barrel rotate
You barrel rotate.
to rotate the brush.
Oh, it's a separate device. Interesting.
Yeah.
We probably have one in a box somewhere, but it's one of those ones that Wacom sent you.
Yeah,
Didn't
but
they
I
send
barrel
you?
rotated it.
Didn't they send you a couple of styluses?
Yeah, they did.
Or no, they sent you like the 3D pen or something like that.
Oh, you told that story in Bancroft Brothers podcast.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Jim Jackson and Trey Finney were out there, and those buggers abandoned me. They went, oh, and they did the whole like looked at the ground and just kind of shuffled off. I remember going in, yelling at him. It's like, thanks a lot, it's leaving me out there. They're going, Aaron, you sound like you're 12. So anyway, I got my ball back.
Shook the tree enough?
I shook the tree.
Shook the tree.
Doing the spots. No, I'm not copying every spot verbatim. I'm just trying to get the right pattern. The spots do change throughout the body. There's different spots in different parts of the body. So that's the main thing that I look for.
Shelley says, my favorite old Disney stories is the pranks and the hidden spoiled food.
Oh man, we did a
The
lot of that.
coleslaw story. Is
Yeah, we
probably
did a
my
lot
favorite.
of that. The coleslaw story was I think that was one of my class. That was one of my best ones. Tim's going to be staying here, be coming down in a couple months. Speaking of, Tim is who I did that to. Put the coleslaw.
Oh,
on his
Tim
desk.
Merton?
No, Tim Hodge.
Oh, Tim Hodge.
Yeah,
That's coming down in a few months? Awesome.
yeah, he's coming down in December.
Yeah, we're doing a new course.
Oh, that's next month. That's not a couple months. It's next month.
What's that?
Huh?
I said, yeah, we're doing a new course.
Yeah.
Nice.
Aaron, do you do little drawings for your family and friends, like greeting cards and gifts, etc.?
No, I only draw to get paid.
You know who, speaking of Tim Hodge, he's amazing about that, though. He
He
sends
is.
everybody,
He sends drawings to everybody.
he sends personalized birthday cards to everyone. It's
No, I draw a lot on my own. I don't do a lot. I do give a lot of drawings away to friends and family, and
But you're not typically sitting down making a card.
no, don't do that. And Bob, my ex partner, directing partner, Bob, he was even funnier because he would say that to Bob. Why don't you do stuff at home? Because I only draw to get paid. Otherwise, I'm playing golf. So he basically drew so he could get paid to play golf.
YouTube question. What's a good frame rate to start doing animation and animatics at? Would you say there's a difference?
24. Yeah, there's a difference between 24 and 30. But I would say 24. I think 24 is still a standard, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Still the film standard.
24 frames a second.
Mara says, that'll be a great scene for the art contest. Drama of nature. Aaron shaking the tree and shouting.
Hey, you can do it.
Get my ball.
Trying to get this bird to come down so I can draw it. Steve's asking, did you ever see someone you knew looking at you behind the glass while you were working in Florida?
Yeah. Every once in a while. Someone would pop in that we knew. We also had people flash us. We had all kinds of stuff happen.
I mean, heck, I think even Mom, Austin, and I were behind the glass every once in a while, but I don't think it was by the time you were while you were on the floor. So I think by then you had your own cubicle elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I remember us going through that particular animation tour.
Oh, I had my own cubicle elsewhere.
What?
I just being Aaron. I've got my own cubicle.
King of the castle. King of
How
the
long
castle.
did you spend in the actual fishbowl?
A couple years.
That's what I thought.
What do you think of the Bond film, The Spy Who Loved Me? They said once you grew up with Roger Moore. Like, what do you think of that particular film?
I can't remember. I liked all the. I know I watched it. I just can't remember. I loved Roger Moore. He was suave, man.
Martin's saying, I just need some reference. So, Aaron, can you quickly shake a tree and shout for me? Oh, Shelley says on Wild Earth Live Safari, I love the leopard names. I need to remember what those names are. I need to get back to watching that show. It's a lot of fun. It's funny when I'd be watching the live safari, and sometimes I end up being up so late that I would be watching the live safari during their sunrise while it's like just past midnight for us.
Yeah.
But while we were in Africa, there were a couple of moments where I had Wi-Fi, and so while the sun was rising where we were waking up,
It was rising there, too.
it was rising in the live stream. Like, oh yeah, we're in the same time zone now. It was kind of surreal. Steven says, "Wait, you have people flash you at Disney?"
Oh, yeah.
I see a question that's really similar in our comments, so I'm wondering, do you want to try our new segment, Aaron?
Our new segment. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a new segment, folks. We've been waiting and sitting on this. It is the
quality question.
the quality question. Dustin, let's pull up the quality question. There it is. Bingo. Hey, look at that. From our friends at catchforyourmac.com.
Dustin, why don't you go ahead and read it since it's up on the screen?
What animated film has pushed the limits of animation the most in the last few years, and how did they do so?
You know, we were talking about this earlier, and I really think the last couple of 2D animated films have really blown me away. And those are Wolf Walkers and Klaus. I think Wolf Walkers, one of the things I love about Wolf Walkers is the fact that they're still doing 2D animation. They're still doing feature length 2D animation, and they're doing it on a budget that would only cover about 10 minutes of the stuff that we would do at Disney, but the quality that they're putting out is amazing. Tom Moore and the crew there, I just think, are incredible filmmakers, and they really know how to tell a story, but also how to create a film on a budget that isn't going to break the bank. And they don't have to, they don't have to go out and they don't have to make $500 million in order to turn a profit, and I just think that's amazing. And because what that's going to do is that's going to allow the studio, it eases up the weight that that the production has to be successful at in order to create enough money to make another movie. And they're getting nominated. It was nominated for an Oscar.
They've been nominated for 3 Oscars. They should have beat.
They get nominated every year.
No
Or
offense
every,
to
not every year, but every time they finish.
There's a bunch of people saying in the comments, and I have to agree. No offense to Soul, because that was a good movie, but Wolfwalker should have won that year.
I really agree. I really do agree, and I agree that I loved Soul and I loved Pete Docter, and but I did like I wanted to see Wolfwalkers walk away with it. And and the same goes for Klaus. I thought Klaus should have won as well for that year. And Sergio Pablo and his crew, Sergio is a visionary. That guy is just an incredible filmmaker, an amazing animator. He's the director of Klaus. And what they were able to do on the budget that they had, once again, it was a fraction of what we would get at Disney, and yet he made a film that rivaled, I think, every Disney film since Sleeping Beauty. And I just think it's insane. The fact that we have these streaming platforms now, Jorge Gutierrez, and what he's doing on Netflix, and it's just incredible, the stuff that we're going to be able to see because of the new outlets and everything, but also the technology that's allowing us to create 2D films at a smaller price point. That's what gets really exciting, because we're going to see 2D come back in a way that we may have never even dreamt it could come back. You know, every time I post a shot that I've animated, let's say on TikTok or on Instagram or whatever, get so many young people that write back going, "Man, I really miss this kind of animation. I wish we could see feature films like this again." And it's films like Wolfwalkers and Klaus that are paving the way for us to do that.
Well, the strange thing is that now you always talk about how they just kind of took 2D off the menu. The funny thing is that now we've got an entire generation that hasn't been able to see
Well, that's the thing,
2D
exactly.
films in the theater.
Yeah, I get so many
Not
comments
Disney 2D
on my
films,
on
anyway.
my animation going, "Oh my gosh, that's so retro." Like, what? I was just doing this a few years ago. But it wasn't just a few years ago. It was quite a while ago.
It reminds me of when Marty in Back to the Future 2
Marty!
is playing the gun game.
Marty, you gotta do something about your kids.
But he's playing the gun game, arcade game in the diner in front of the kids. And the kids are like, "That's so stupid, it's like a baby's toy." Baby's toy.
True. So yeah, those are the films that really there's. To be honest, and I think Disney suffered when they started going away from 2D. I think what happened was we followed the same formula, and when I say formula, I don't mean that we made the same movie over again, but we did create musical after musical after musical. We never broke from what made The Little Mermaid so successful, and they started going down these Broadway, looking at Broadway plays and kind of constructing them in that way, Broadway musicals, and it worked, and they were really great, and it was a lot of fun to make. But over a period of 15 years of doing that same structure, I think the audiences and I think the stories started to lack. That to me was and the other thing too is nobody wants to admit that they're writing bad stories. So what are they going to do? Oh, they're going to blame the medium, and it's not the medium. It wasn't the medium at all. It was the fact we were putting out crap. And we were telling the same structure all the time. This is my opinion, by the way, not obviously. And I feel like the audiences were ready for something different. And you can see it, when we started getting into, different cultural stories being told. I think that was part of it as well. And then just different way of telling the stories.
I personally find that a lot, if not all, the Disney films from the Renaissance, like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and
Yep.
Aladdin, they all had unique artistic styles to them. But then you bring
they
in,
did. But they were also they were. You got to remember at the time there were no other real animated films being done, so they were unique.
yeah. But even then, like alongside them, there was also the Don Bluth films.
That was much later, though.
But that was much later, yeah.
But
Much later.
But nowadays with CG, you get movies like Frozen and Moana, which don't get me wrong are nice movies and all, but the characters look so much alike they might as well just be put in the same universe. Meanwhile, the older 2D films,
But you can't
their
argue
artistic styles like have
$2
such a
billion
wide-
in the box office either. That one really. So this is where I lose the argument, because you look at Frozen, which is a big musical, and it killed. Now, granted, it's maybe it's the subject matter and the quality of the music itself, But, you know, you can't argue with every little girl in the United States, you know, singing Let It Go, or whatever it's called.
Yep, that's that.
But I do think kind of back to what we were just saying though, you didn't even have the choice to go see a 2D animated film during
True.
that period.
True.
So, you know, and I know people are going to say, well, they're still super popular in Japan and stuff like that. And that's absolutely true. I'm not dismissing those, but
Not to the same level, I don't think.
well, until recently, those films didn't play widely outside of Japan, you know, and you know, the that's more what I
Japan-
mean about taking it off the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Japan still makes a lot of, as you said, a lot of 2D animation, a lot of anime, and the work that they do, especially for the full length animated features, are phenomenal. But when it comes to the Western culture, I do think that Klaus is by far the most unique animation style I've seen in a very long
It's
time.
stunning, and they really didn't spend a lot more money doing it. That's what blows my mind.
Yeah, what was the software that they
I can't
used for
remember.
the animation? Because
One of the things was is they
They used a combination of Toon Boom and TV Paint.
but they
gotcha.
they decided they got the movie, they got it to where they liked it from a script standpoint, and they made it. They didn't keep messing with it and messing with it and messing with it like Disney does. Because I do believe that, you know, we would make our films and correct and correct and correct and correct, all being done by committee. Now, granted, I do think they got better a lot of the times, but I do think they hit a point of diminishing returns where you just got to make the thing and get it out.
Yeah, maybe putting it up on reels 3 times might be one time too many, or
Yeah.
you know.
But I do think they do. I do think they get better, and you know, the way we said, trust the process. But once again, I think sometimes you can go backwards.
But another thing that I love about the film, like the biggest detail that I love about it is the lighting itself, because it looks like something you would see in a concept drawing,
Yeah,
but because like this is one of the things I do like about the digital age of 2D animation, because when it came to lighting in the older films, like the ones that came from the 90s, you'll get some lighting, but it ends up somewhat getting lost in the cell animation, because you can see what's going to be
see,
animated.
I'm a fan of the cell animation and embracing those limitations. That's why in Snow Bear, we're going for a rough look, and we're embracing the idea of 2D animation, and we're gonna just keep it rough and let it be what it is.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I do love the plus not, but what I'm saying is that the digital style, they're able to merge the background and the foreground much easier.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just very seamless. Any chance that Nathan Folks, Fowkes, could do a course for your website?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do. You've met him several times.
Sorry,
You're,
I'm
just drawing,
thinking.
you're drawing a blank on the spelling of the name. Yeah, he's great concept artist. We'd love to have him do one eventually.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, here's some of his artwork.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did he work on Rio?
Real. Okay, let's see here. ¿Por qué?
¿Por qué? Stephen Marshall says, Aaron, I know you're not a fan of animating in Photoshop, but there are some great tutorials, which makes it very easy.
That's great. Knock yourself out. It's even easier in TV Paint, which is what it's meant for.
You know Nathan because he did work on Tembo.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we're told Fletka says another great thing about Klaus is how many videos from behind the scenes the Spa Studios posted.
Yeah.
And they're still posting on their YouTube channel. They're still posting more?
Yep.
Holy moly.
If this is the right way to go, I'm not sure.
And I think my favorite bit of the of Klaus that makes me laugh so hard is when
Thanks, Dad.
thanks, Dad. No, but no, but I love the when he's trying to put the package that Klaus gives him. He's trying to like I'm pretty sure I'm holding a head. This is definitely a head. He's trying to shove it.
The dialogue, it was so well done. Jason Schwartzman was a genius.
Yeah, I'm definitely plan on watching that quite a few times this holiday season. It's become one of my new favorite holiday movies to watch during the season. Have you seen any of the Illumination films, like Despicable Me, Secret Life of Pets, so on and so forth?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I love them.
Despicable Me, that was Sergio Pablo.
As a matter of fact, yeah, I was going to say Despicable Me is another Sergio Pablo's concept.
I'm really looking forward to Sing 2, the next Sing that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Because I loved the first one.
Nito on YouTube says, "Thanks for your advice. You've inspired me. I recently joined animation school because of your work. Keep going. Any books that you recommend that are a must-have?"
The Illusion of Life, if you're in animation school, by Ollie Johnson and Frank Thomas. The Animation Survival Kit by Richard Williams. Well, those are two that I think of right off the bat. Get a full collection of MyBridge books.
The Art of Aaron Blaze Volume 1.
The Art of Aaron Blaze Volume 1 is a must-have. You got to have that on your shelf. But I really use my MyBridge books a lot, and my Illusion of Life. I've still got my Illusion of Life.
I was watching I think it was Joe Rogan or something the other day, and they were
That's
talking
awesome.
They were talking about MyBridge actually.
Oh yeah?
And do you know that he was a vacuum salesman? He didn't really have any. He tried a bunch of odd jobs and didn't have any success at anything. And he actually had a head injury. He was on a horse cart that fell and had an accident, and he hit his head. And after that, he was a completely different person, and that's when he came up with the idea for doing the photography and all that. And
really?
The stops, and they were. It came up in the context about how people don't understand the brain and weird things happen like that. Like sometimes people become geniuses when they're hit on the head and can speak Spanish, and that was basically, he didn't have any background in photography or any of that stuff. It just came to him that if you took all those sequences and set that all up, I mean, that's essentially, he invented film. I mean, he didn't quite get there yet.
Yeah. Well, I never drew a picture until I was 35. I got hit by a car.
That's not true. Anyway, it was an interesting conversation, but I didn't know that about him specifically. I thought that was
Yeah,
interesting.
that is cool.
Aaron, did you ever see the movie Joe Panther back in the 70s? If yes, what are your thoughts?
No, I
Okay.
have not seen it.
Can you zoom in a little bit, Aaron? You're a little small on the screen, at least what I'm seeing.
Right until let me just get through this first.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now is just a very rough, just breaking up the space, putting in shadow shapes, negative space shadow shapes. I'll be working over the top of this, but this is how I start grass, in general.
And Zonji says,
It is just coming down out there.
oh yeah.
YouTube. Oh, go ahead, Dustin. Sorry.
Zonji says, hey Aaron, how's it going, eh?
Hey, it's going well, eh?
If you could bring back one animator from the past to have a one-on-one lesson with, who would it be and why?
Milt, he was the best draftsman, and he'd tell you just how it is. He was a son of a bitch. Excuse my language, but he was not a nice guy by any means. That was his reputation, but he was the best draftsman out there. And he
Aaron,
it like it is.
have you seen Coraline? I love the overall atmosphere of that film. Do you think that we need more quote unquote creepy animated films? I feel like a lot of different genres aren't used in animation very often.
I don't like Caroline for that same reason. So Coraline. So
See, I love that movie.
yeah, and so to me, it's a matter of taste, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely think we need more stuff like that to broaden the horizon.
I can't believe you don't like Coraline.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
Wow.
don't like it.
Wow.
Great movie. I think it's better than Nightmare. Both
Really
directed.
better than Nightmare?
Yeah. Both directed by Henry Selick.
That's-
But here, I'm just brightening them up a touch.
Just a touch.
I mean, I love Nightmare Before Christmas for what it is, but a lot of that movie's slow.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about Nightmare either. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not my bag, baby. That's not my bag.
Me bag. Where's me bag? When you were a kid, were there any art books you loved and learned from?
Yeah, my Bern Hogarth, Dynamic Anatomy was my favorite book.
Ryan asks, could you go over in a little more detail your approach to grass like this? My grass always ends up too busy.
Well, I put down a middle tone, basically the average tone of the grass itself and color, and then I start working into I start breaking it up very broadly into negative shapes, and then I'm going to start putting positive shapes over the top, and negative shapes and positive shapes, and I just gradually work it in that way. Now, hold on. Well, I'm using my eraser right now to erase back some of the grass behind the head because I want that. Where is it?
Caroline Wilson wrote, Caroline feels personally attacked and goes off to cry.
Sorry, Caroline.
Coraline, not
Coraline.
Caroline.
Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba.
From Tara Lang, Aaron, have you ever drawn a macaw? And have you ever seen wild ones in Florida, specifically South Florida? I think it would
I've
be
seen
cool
the
if
wild
Dustin
in
took some macaw
Claremont.
photos for reference.
We have, there's a pair of macaws that have been living wild for quite a few years around the Claremont area, on 27, off of 27 between Kissimmee and Claremont.
Oh, really?
I have drawn them, yes.
Are they more common in South?
No, they're not native to Florida at all.
Oh, they're not?
They're Amazon birds, South American birds. But these are escaped.
Right.
And shoot, come on.
Where do you think would be the best place to get photos of them?
Brazil.
Brazil?
But well, actually, one of the best places, and I think they're open now, is Natural Encounters, Nature Encounters, where we got our bird reference. They are, let's see here, they are news, Natural Encounters, right here. Go to naturalencounters.com. They are an amazing outfit with thousands of birds. Matter of fact, our Birds of Prey course, a lot of the reference that we got for that course, we did in partnership with Natural Encounters.
Yeah,
And actually, I think we're trying to put together a workshop at Natural Encounters. Actually, I'd like to see if people would be interested in this. We want to do a live workshop, maybe a 3-day workshop, where I teach bird anatomy and bird drawing, and you get bird demonstrations from birds of prey, wading birds, all kinds of stuff here in Central Florida, and it would be a multi-day, either 2 or 3 days. Would you guys be interested? Let's see what kind of
Should we put up a vote of yes or no? Do you have any advice on drawing people from life who are running or walking? I struggle with capturing the figure because it's moving so fast.
Hold on 1 second. Just 1 second. Shoot, I screwed up.
And a comment from Shelley. I didn't like Coraline either, but loved James the Giant Peach and Corpse Bride. Yeah, I love James the Giant Peach. I never saw Corpse Bride though.
You didn't?
No.
Corpse Bride is good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I'm surprised you've never seen Corpse Bride.
Wait, so you like Corpse Bride, but not Coraline or Nightmare?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I'd say it's good. I'd say Coraline is good too. It's just not my cup of tea. Yeah.
So we're backpedaling.
No, it's true.
I'm just kidding. I'm just shots.
Do you want me to reread the previous question about the walking or?
Oh yeah. What was it?
Do you have any advice on drawing people from life who are running or walking? I struggle with capturing the figure because it's moving so fast.
Well, then you haven't done enough work on your anatomy. You got to get in there and understand the human form. Because once you can do that, then you can get in there and start doing gestures. And that's the other thing too. Start with a rough gesture of someone moving, walking, running, whatever it might be.
Here's a random question. Aaron, which film do you prefer? Ferris Bueller's Day Off or The Goonies?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
How many books do you have to sign? 500? 10,000? 7?
How many are we signing?
That's more than 7.
Never more than 7.
Less than 500?
No.
Oh, way more than 500. Yeah, more than 500.
More than 10,000?
Less than that.
So you're saying is 9,999?
Exactly. You got it.
Sweet Caroline.
Ba, ba, ba.
Have you seen The Eternals?
Is it out?
Yeah.
Oh.
When did it come out?
I think literally last night. Steve went and saw it last night.
Oh,
Is it only in theaters or?
It's only in theaters.
no, I haven't seen it, obviously.
It's got pretty mediocre reviews, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But you can't base everything on reviews. But it's the first Marvel movie to be ranked as unfresh or whatever.
Wow. Depressurized.
Or rotten, I guess. That would be rotten, right? What's that website? What tomatoes? Oh, yeah.
Depressurized.
James Bond or Jason Bourne?
Stay in my territory.
I love Jason Bourne. I love Jason Bourne. But it's hard to walk away from James Bond.
Yeah, Bourne is a lot more, I would say, grounded. Like, more... I know it's not super realistic, but it is definitely a lot more realistic than a lot of situations
Well,
that
the whole,
James Bond
what
gets
did you
himself.
get out of my head? What are you doing to my head? I don't know. I like Bond because he chooses to be there.
Oh, this is a good question. What did you think of Kubo and the Two Strings? I think it's probably the best claymation movie I've ever seen in terms of execution, but I really like the story too.
I'm very embarrassed to say that I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've only seen it once, but I really liked it.
I really enjoyed it. That was nominated for Best Picture also. Leica's another one that seems due for a win.
Yeah.
Which one?
Agree. Like that.
Leica.
Like,
They made
The
Paranorman
studio.
and Coraline and Kubo and the
Gotcha.
Two Strings, and they're the big stop motion studio.
So Shelly's asking, so is Sweet Caroline the new Lair song? Every time you make a new layer, Sweet Caroline.
It's just stuck in my head now.
Bethania, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, says, you're a great artist and mentor answering so many questions. Amazing teacher.
Thank you. You know what I do want to do? Matter of fact, I just got a message from my friends in California, Mr. Cooperschmidt and his wife Sarah Cook. They're heading off to jolly old England, and I told them we're going to be heading off. We want to do another round at Peckforton Castle. I'd like to. We should start planning that.
Yeah, I miss that place.
Yeah, Peckforton wants us back whenever. I was talking to them last year, and then COVID happened, so I just got to reach back out to them.
Have you seen Missing Link, Box Trolls,
Yes.
or
I love
Paranorman?
Missing Link.
Huh?
I loved Missing Link.
Never saw that one.
That's their most recent.
But
That's Hugh Jackman, right?
Yep.
I really liked it.
I did see once the Box Trolls and Paranorman. Those two I've seen. I've never saw Missing Link.
Yeah, those are all Leica.
Yep.
Box
And
Trolls.
and the second half of that question is, what are your thoughts of those movies?
I loved them. I didn't see Box Trolls, but I loved Missing Link. The fight scenes cracked me up. Little getting punched in the face and stuff. The way they did them was funny.
Let's think of that one movie where some.
Young Frankenstein.
Bram Stoker's
No.
Dracula.
No,
We were watching
it's-
Bela Lugosi the other day. Dracula. 1931.
It's a pirate movie. It's stop motion. It's the same. I'm sure
Oh.
it's the same creators as Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think it did very well in the box office.
No, it's a really good movie.
I know. Like it was like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
So
And they
I'm
even
sure-
did like a 3D.
I'm sure
version,
anyone
I'm sure.
listening,
Huh?
someone listening is going to know.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for it. So if anybody out there knows.
He knows. They're going to know.
Artem, who did those movies, they got their start with Sledgehammer music video.
Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer. I love that video when it came out. I was in high school. I love that album. You know, so what? Well, so. So I'm getting the background grass done in here. I'm kind of liking that. And we're gonna add more shadows and whatnot over the top of that.
Whatnot. Which character that you animated was the most impactful or meaningful to you?
Beast probably. A lot of opportunity came out of that for me. The work that I did on Beast.
It was like your first big breakthrough.
Yeah,
You smell the most like Beast.
yeah.
I think we all do. Of all your characters, that would be.
There we go. So I got some background grass in there. It feels pretty good. There you go. Keeping it loose. I'm going to move on to the layer over the Das Cat.
Le Cat. How would you describe Glenn Keane's, Andreas Deja's, and Eric Goldberg's work?
Genius. How's that?
Oh, okay.
Genius. Absolutely.
Freaking genius. What's the most bizarre food you guys have ever had?
Well, Nick and I had, bugs and grubs and all kinds of crazy stuff in different countries. Most bizarre. When I was a kid, I killed a rattlesnake because it was threatening some of our animals, and I felt terrible about it. So we ate the rattlesnake for dinner. My mother cooked it for dinner. I asked her to, and she said, "Okay, that's a good mom right there."
Well, we are on random Q&A. If you had $30, what would be your absolute must get? Like pencils, markers, pads, like
$30
for with $30, what would be like your
yeah, just a good pen and some good paper.
pen and paper?
Yeah, because you can get some good stuff for $30. So what I'm doing is I'm working towards the foreground with this grass, and I'm working towards the lightest lights. And I'm working, if you notice, what I'm doing is I'm working in between the negative spaces, but then I'll go across a negative space and break it up a little bit.
Do you prefer Japanese or Chinese food? And what is your favorite I mentioned?
Probably, I like Japanese probably a little more than Chinese because it's a little lighter, but I love both. Why is the background locked?
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? Your ease at the drawing table is the result of confidence through what you did before. Practice. Is there anything you stopped doing or avoid that could get in the way of good practice?
No, not really. Rephrase that. Say that again. Sorry, my brain turned off for a second.
Basically, is
shorted
there
out.
anything that you stopped doing because it distracted you from practicing
No.
while drawing?
No, I don't think so.
No habits you gave up or activities so you could focus on art.
No, I because I did a lot of stuff.
He would stop listening to his spouses while he's drawing.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm trying to talk to you.
How many times have you be talking to me? Like, Dad,
Aaron.
Aaron.
No, my favorite is when you would be playing guitar, and I'll walk up to you, and you'd still be playing, and I'll try to ask you something, but you just stare at me, so I just grab the neck of the guitar.
You just put your hand on the strings.
Like I'm trying to ask you something.
But you'd only be like 5. That's what was so funny about it. You just calmly put your hand on the strings.
Yep. And you would calmly stop and be like, yes. Who came up with the woolly mammoths for Brother Bear? And was it a gag or idea used in the I'm on my way sequence with when Kenai, Kota, Rhett, and Toot rode on them?
Well, the whole mammoth idea came about because we wanted to set the time frame back to a point where we could speculate the culture, where we wouldn't offend anybody. So if we set it way back, we could make up our own culture, and it would be, we could say who's to say this or this didn't happen. So that was the goal behind that. And then the second part of the question was what now? Dustin?
And what was it, a gag or an idea to use it in?
Well,
On
gag
My
is
Way?
an idea. But that was a gag in the On My Way. It's a gag idea.
Continuing the random Q&A, do cinemas in U.S. have 30 minutes of ads before the movie, or is it something only we have in Poland?
But it's
No.
way more of a Europe thing. There are ads in the U.S., but when I was in Europe, I went to a couple theaters. This is before you and I were working together, Aaron. There's a lot of commercials.
Yeah, but they're starting to do that now at theaters and here in the States.
Yeah. I just it seemed like more there.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have like
No, I
all
mean,
the
but they're doing like human interest stuff, and then you have a commercial in between.
Although I was surprised that in Germany there was a Coca-Cola commercial and it had nudity. That was
Oh yeah.
in front of a movie. Just surprised
Because of
that
our
that was
prudish
in.
upbringing. I'm breaking this up, breaking up. And I'll do a few layers of this. Just got to
Martin
build
says-
it up.
Martin says 30 minutes. We have like 15 minutes in Austria when it comes to the commercials before or ads beforehand.
Who animated the character Mulan?
Mark Henn.
American.
Mark Henn is an animation genius. Not a lot of people hear about Mark Henn, which is annoying because he's one of the most prolific animators at the studio.
And you guys worked together a lot.
Yeah, he and I worked together a lot. He consistently animated over 1,000 feet per movie. I mean, all the time. He was one of the fastest guys out there, and really had an appealing style, super appealing style to his animation.
How
Zodi
many
said,
frames in a foot of film?
16.
So he was doing over 16,000 drawings of film
Yeah.
Zunji says,
on it.
I thought of something that he stopped doing to be a better artist. The hottest potato chip. And from Lori Taylor, what do you recommend me to do to build my own 2D animation studio?
What? Say that again?
What do you recommend me to do to build up my own 2D animated studio?
Well, if you're just talking about being able to shoot in your own office, you just need a camera, down shooter, and desk to animate at. As far as the studio goes, that's a much bigger question.
What lines from Robin Hood do you remember, Aaron, and any funny scenes in that movie? I'm going to guess the old Disney version.
Yes, I'm assuming that's what they mean as well.
Because the other Robin Hood that I know of is the "I'll rip your heart out with a spoon."
Why with a spoon? Why wouldn't you use a knife?
Because it's dull, it'll hurt more.
I don't know. I can't think of any lines that stood out.
I'd say my favorite scene though has to be the archery competition.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes in animation, I think, is Bedknobs and Broomsticks, where they do the soccer, where they're playing soccer.
Oh God, I haven't
Animal
watched that in
soccer.
years.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love the gorilla hanging on the goalpost.
Yeah.
I always love that.
Now my favorite scene from that movie is when the Germans are invading the shore, and she finally learns how to control inanimate objects and has a whole army of suits of armor charging at the Germans, and one of the Germans is trying to shoot at one of them, and you just see this suit of armor like starting to limp, and he just sits down, pulls the whole calf off, and just dumps all the bullets out of the boot. And the German's just like, what?
It's funny the stuff you remember as a kid.
Oh yeah. I mean, the last time I watched it was 2-3 years ago. But it's the one scene that I remember best. Because it's just something that I just thought was fantastic.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Ah.
Hey Dustin, what was it? It was fantastic.
It was fantastic. It was, as they say, fantastic.
So I'm adding some greenery in here. Slowly building this up. You got to be patient as you build up the grasses. And you don't want to be too repetitive. You want to be repetitive, but not too repetitive. It's funny. You gotta have a variation of branches that are falling over. Some are little leaves.
So, Lori Taylor, who was asking about the animation studio, she says, "Hi." She replies saying, "Hi. The above message is from my 14-year-old daughter, who dreams of developing her own studio. Thank you."
Well, start out with a studio in your room. That's what I would do. Have a desk to animate at. Have a down shooter with a camera. And then have that hooked up to your computer so you can mess with timing and cutting. And that's the way to start.
And you just work your way from there.
Yep.
What aspect ratio and canvas size do you typically do digital drawings at?
Usually 18 by 24 at 300 DPI.
What's the aspect ratio of 18 by 24? Is that?
Break it down. So an aspect, so 18 by 24, that would be 9 by 12. That'd be 3 by 4. So 3 by 4.
Or 4 by 3?
Yeah, however you're measuring it. 3 high by 4 wide.
Question to everyone. What was the last movie you watched in cinema before COVID?
Oh, I don't know.
I think mine was Endgame. Avengers Endgame.
I was gonna say, didn't we see that? We saw that in Ireland, didn't we?
Yeah.
You guys did. I saw it with Chad here in Florida.
Chad.
And man, did I sob at the end.
Was he?
Really? That came out in April of 2019. Dustin, you didn't see a movie for a year after that?
No,
I
because
don't
he
think-
doesn't like going to see the movies by himself.
Yeah, I don't like going to movies alone. The first and last time I ever went to a movie by myself was to see Megamind.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
With Will Ferrell?
with Will Ferrell. And it's a fun movie.
That's a full movie.
It's a fun movie, I gotta say. But it's so boring without a friend to laugh along with and share similar stories together afterwards. You know, like a cowbell.
Aaron, are you familiar with the works of Terrell Whitlatch?
No, I don't know her. I know Terrell very well. We're friends.
You wrote the forward for
I
her
wrote
book.
the forward to one of her books. I did, yes.
One of her books. She's got several.
Yeah.
And you worked with her on Brother Bear.
I think Terrell is, not only is she a genius artist, and I'm amazed by everything she does. She's one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. And that's what I love about Terrell. So now I'm trying to get the variations of grass in here.
How do you
very
get the
spontaneous.
performance you want out of a voice actor without telling them how to act?
You give them all the information other than that. So as the writer of what it is that we're creating, I was part, as a director, I'm also writing. I know the motivation. I understand what the character is going through. I try to put the actor in the emotional state that character is in. I got to get them to understand everything that's happening so that they can perform. So it's really giving them, it's my job as a director to give them all the information they need in order to perform the scene as it should be performed. And as a matter of fact, Joaquin Phoenix, he used to try to get me to parrot it for him. He wanted me to feed him lines in the way that I wanted it performed, and I always refused. I never did it.
Terrell
Yeah.
designed Jar Jar Binks, right?
Among many other characters, yes.
Jar Jar Binks, Sebulba, most of the creatures from Avatar.
Did you say that the elephants in Masai Mara and Nairobi National Park are used to people? And why not in Tanzania, such as
Tanzania, the poaching in Tanzania was still a problem, at least in the lifetimes of. In the Masai Mara, poaching wasn't nearly the problem as it was in Tanzania, and so the elephants in Tanzania still remember being hunted, and they hate humans for good reason.
Is there any chance of getting Terrell to do a course?
Yep. Matter of fact, that's something we're working on.
He's looking real good.
Slowly building up depth in the grass. I got to add some more shadows. We're going to get some deeper shadows in the foreground. I want to get some deeper shadows over the body of the cat.
Why do wildebeest, when they graze and migrate on savannah, make those funny noises?
Right. They sound
That
like,
sounds more like a hippo.
hippos.
Yeah.
But they do kind of sound like that.
have their own unique sounds. It's like asking why do you sound the way you talk?
Yeah.
I don't know, because that's how our vocals are.
I may have gone a little too dark on these shadows here. Let's see what we can do in the.
Oh, it's really pouring now.
Check it out now.
I found so brother.
There. Need to get some deeper darks in the negative spaces in here.
I'm gonna try to rephrase this a little bit. Twitch question. I'm an annual member to your website. I have drawing skill, but still need improvement, but not sure what direction to take to try to break into the art field. Any advice?
Well, I mean, anytime you're putting pencil to paper, you're going to be learning. When you say art field, that's a really broad term, so I don't know. I would need more information on that as far as what you're trying to do. But if you just want to be a better artist, like I said, anytime you're getting in there and getting that paper dirty, you're gonna get better. You know, that being said, there are certain things you can do. Go out there and draw from life whenever you can. You know, get together with other artists if possible. Because you always learn, you know, when you're with other artists.
Who's your favorite Disney mouse besides Mickey and Minnie in the Disney movies, or I think just in the movie?
Any of the mice from Cinderella?
Yep.
Cinderella.
Justin on YouTube asks, will the new animation course discuss timing charts?
Yep. I've got a big section on it.
You're going to do X sheets.
You
too,
talked
right?
about nothing but
I'm
timing
doing X
charts throughout
sheets and timing charts.
You talked about that throughout the entire course. No animations.
As a matter of fact, let's jump back over to here. Look at this. When we go back to here, look at the upper right-hand corner. See all those timing charts? I talk about all those timing charts in there, why they're there, what they do, how they correspond to the drawings in here. So yes, I'll be doing timing charts and X sheets.
From Claudia Bourbon. Have you read about female elephants evolving without tusks in Mozambique?
No, I have not.
Dustin, I'm assuming this question is for you. Do you ever just pause and take a moment to stare at your dad and think how magical he is?
I can guarantee he doesn't. Yeah, you better start, pal.
I'm definitely proud of his work, if that counts. Man,
I do,
I
Aaron.
would say
I look at you and think, wow, you're so magical. But usually that's when you're doing like a card trick. That's going to be our next course.
Oh my
Close-up
God.
magic with Aaron Blaze. Someone's asking, what's the app that you used showing your animation example there?
Oh, that's Premiere. That's an editing software.
Well, but what'd you do the animation in?
Sorry, TV Paint. I'll pull that up in just a second. I got to do something here. What am I doing? I'm doing this.
Did you record a live reference for that scene, Aaron? Looks so clean and natural.
Yes, actually,
That's part of the course.
that's part of the course is showing how to do that because I don't rotoscope. That's the thing. There's no rotoscoping in there anywhere. What I do is I'll shoot reference, then I'll look at key frames from the reference without tracing, and I sketch those key frames, but I use my own timing and I push the animation as I see fit. There we go. See, I want to get this a little lighter behind it.
Which is a big part of how Pocahontas was done, right?
Exactly.
And also some stuff in Aladdin, right?
Yes. And I explained it. I actually talk about that. Talk about Aladdin in that. And so, and that's actually Nick. Nick posed for me in that. And it worked out really nice. There we go. Sorry, I was trying to get this here.
What were your experiences like in with grizzly bears in Alaska's Denali National Park and Yellowstone in general?
From a distance.
From a distance?
From a distance. Everything is from a distance.
Were you scared or nervous?
Oh no. I had some. I take that back. That's a total lie. There was one point. Tim Hodge and I were camping at McNeil River State Park Reserve. It's one of the highest concentrations of grizzly bears in the world, and there's a big grizzly that decided it didn't want to give up its salmon to this other grizzly that was wanting it, was trying to steal it. And so they both took off up this hill towards us. And they ended up running within, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet, maybe 5 feet of us. Close enough that I could have reached out and touched them. And every fiber of my being was telling me to run, run.
Run, Luke, run.
But the ranger kept saying, don't run, don't run.
Was that the one that came up and sat next to you guys, or what?
No, that's a video. That didn't happen.
Oh, it didn't happen.
Yeah, we didn't have one sit next to us like that. But that video where the bear sits next to them, sits on that pad, that's where it happened, though. That's the same place. It was on that very pad. That's at McNeil River, where that bear is sitting. Slowly getting into the details now, finishing up.
Getting close to the one more thing.
Yep. Just adding some.
Twitch question. What's your opinion on working in grayscale values first and then putting a color over it?
I think it works. I mean, you definitely can think about your approach in that way where you are paying attention more to value first and then doing color. Some people do that. I don't personally do that. I try to think of it all at once, but it definitely works.
Another Twitch question. Hey, Aaron, do you think you will ever try the drawing or animation in Clip Studio Paint?
Yes, matter of fact, Nick and I have been talking about using Clip Studio Paint more often and just learning on it because we know so many of you use it. So if I can learn a few things on it, maybe I can share it with you.
In the competition, will we have an opportunity to write a few words about the story behind the reference or art piece to give you some context, or should the artwork speak for itself?
I mean, remember, it's at the end of the day, the art's got to speak for itself. But if you want to write something, that's fine.
Gafora on YouTube asks, I might have messed that name up. Hey, I've been in a bit of a corner when it comes to my art. Do you have any tips on breaking out of it? It just doesn't feel like my art has improved or progressed in a long time.
Which means it's about to. So keep going, because it's about to. Whenever you feel that way, that means you're about to break through. But look at other artists. Look at things that inspire you. Break out of your comfort zones.
YouTube question. I was taught as a kid by Tom Alvarez in Florida. We both love Spider-Man. He worked for Disney and Marvel, if I remember correctly. Have you ever met him, Eric?
No, I've never met Tom Alvarez.
The name's familiar, but
I don't know who that is.
might have been different eras.
Yep.
How do you store your digital art files? You must have many huge paintings. Do you use-
Dropbox. We have an unlimited Dropbox account.
And we have terabytes and terabytes of local storage.
Yeah, terabytes of local storage. But isn't there another place we store as well?
Yeah, we have triple backups. We don't
Triple
just...
back, yeah, because we
Yeah.
don't want to lose anything, obviously.
The biggest stuff isn't the drawing. I mean, the drawings are big and they do take up space, but the biggest thing is 4K video.
Oh yeah, all of our video footage, we've got all that stored away too. So imagine, we've got over 400 hours of, that's just finished video. We keep our raw video.
Oh yeah, we've got thousands of hours of raw video.
Yeah. So I mean, literally terabytes upon terabytes upon terabytes.
Are warthogs vicious and aggressive in Africa? Where...
Yes, they can be. They very much can be.
Yeah, the ones that we saw that kept on running away like they were a little skittish.
The best one was that one at Sheldrick. That thing was friendly as heck.
I know, right?
Oh yeah.
We went to the David Sheldrick Elephant Orphanage. By the way, hello to them if they're watching. We've got some plans on doing some stuff with them in the near future. And we had a wonderful time there. And they have a warthog that I guess they raised from a baby because it was just like a domestic dog. It was just running around the camp and...
Yeah, loving life.
Yeah, like we just walked right, and I didn't pet it or anything, but it just walked right up to me and then just walked away. It was like it came like right up next to my ankle. I'm like, oh hey there, guy. But I think he was like knee high at least.
Yeah. I'm just.
It was cute.
I think I'm finishing this, right?
Should Nala become a Disney princess and heroine, the adult Nala
Oh, I know
character?
what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, this was good advice, I thought, from somebody that was replying to your question, or replying to the earlier question. One thing to try if you're not improving is to try something you haven't done in a while. Ergo, if it's been ages since you did a portrait, then go ahead and give one a try. You might find it's the best you've ever done. Kind of similar to what you were saying, but
That's an absolute truth. I found that with music. When I sit down to play music, I don't play music as often as I like, and I find that, and I'm not very good, so I don't know a lot. So I'll end up playing the same thing over and over. But if I put it down and come back to it a few weeks later, I'll find that my brain is freed up, and I'll play a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have played otherwise.
Mike asks, I'm wondering if you ever worked with James Gurney or Thomas Kincaid while you were at Disney.
Not Thomas Kincaid, and I know James Gurney, but we haven't worked together.
Is it okay when illustrating to mash up existing elements to create something new and still keep something original?
I think so.
Depends on what they mean, but
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to copy two elements verbatim and just put them together. That's still somewhat plagiaristic as far as I'm concerned. If that's the way, if I'm interpreting the question the right way.
but they could also mean photo bashing, in which case we
Right.
do that all the time. What's your favorite Pixar short?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know enough about the shorts. I can't remember them all.
What was the very was it the very first one? Where was the old man playing chess with himself?
Jerry's Game.
What was it? Gentleman's Game?
Jerry's Game.
Jerry's Game.
I mean, that wasn't their first short ever because they started as shorts.
No, the first short ever was the baby and the toy.
Tin toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of the modern ones that they're talking about, I'm gonna mess up the name, but I really like the one. Is it Luna, where they go up to the moon and they're brushing the moon
Yeah.
with the stars, and it's like the dad and the grandson, and the little boy climbs the ladder to go up to the moon. That's a cool one.
The other one I really like I don't think it's Pixar, it's more Disney. But it's the lava, the
Oh, yeah.
singing volcano. I think it was the for the front of Moana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. What was the other one? Pixar's done a lot of good ones.
Oh, they do. Well, they're the king of the shorts, you know.
Is Pixar the one that did the rabbit in the hat
Yep.
with the magician?
Yeah, that was a
He just
Pixar.
wants to eat him. He just wants a carrot. Yeah, that's a good one. Then there's the dueling bands.
The
So,
day
like
and
one
night.
was a violinist and the other was a
Remember the unicycle, the something dream, the unicycle that dreamt of being in the circus. That was
Yep.
super early.
Oh yeah, yep.
the one I'm thinking of is there's a little girl in a wishing going to a wishing well and these two like one man bands try to fight for that coin.
Oh yeah,
And it's like one's a violin player, another's
was that Pixar?
like trumpet. I don't think it was Pix. I think it was.
No, it is. It's literally one. It's called One Man Band.
one man band.
Yep.
I thought that's what.
That's Pixar.
But is that Pixar?
Yep. 2005.
Wow. I was
15.
still in high school. Yeah.
Premiered at Annecy.
All right, we're coming up on the end here. I'm trying to push the drama a little bit. I'm trying to show some of the grasses coming up and catching sunlight. Right now I'm drawing grasses down in the shadows.
What's the typical process to become hired as a character concept artist? Assume they need a character designer.
Well, you submit a portfolio like everyone else, and you put in work that hold on. I put in a portfolio, and you know, there's all kinds of concept work. There's environmental, there's character, there's prop, you know, all kinds of design, all that kind of stuff. And so you fill your portfolio full of whatever it is that you're looking to do, and hope for the best. Put your best stuff up front. Don't overcrowd it. Do it in the style of the studio that you're going to. A lot of people make that mistake, which always baffles my mind. You know, if you're going to if you're putting in a portfolio at, you know, for Family Guy, to work at Family Guy, don't put Disney style illustrations in there.
Hey, guess who just hopped on?
Gabby?
Manny.
Manny Shevitz.
Says hello there, Aaron Blaze.
Hello there.
Hello there, Manny.
Have you ever painted a ringed seal?
No, I have not painted a
what?
ring seal. So I'm just painting in little negative areas to push some deeper space in the grass. So just to reiterate, our books are coming in next week. Our books are coming in next week, which gives you one more week to do pre-orders. If you want a signed copy of The Art of Aaron Blaze, you have until next Friday to order it. And then we're cutting it off because I can only sign so many.
Yeah, and also the other big part of that is the price goes up a week from today. So
Yeah.
if you want to get it for the most affordable price it's going to be, now's the time. Also, if you're at all interested in it for a Christmas present, I would say order it now, because based on everything we keep hearing, shipping all around the world this year is going to be screwed up. So I would say get it while you can and make Aaron sign a whole lot of books.
I'm so dreading it. But it's going to be good. Going to be good. And also, for those of you that may have missed it, we have partnered up with a great company, cashforyourmac.com. And we've got an art contest coming up. You have it from now until the 16th. That's just under 2 weeks from now. And 11 days to be more specific. And I want to see you do a piece of art with the theme, the drama of nature. And I want you to use reference. You can go to creatureartteacher.com/Mac. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
/Mac for more information and the sign up form, the submission form. I want to see your reference. I want to see the finished piece. In 2 weeks, we're going to do a live stream, and we're going to be showing the top, say, 15 pieces, I think, and I'm going to pick a winner from that. And the winner is going to be winning a iPad Pro with pencil, Apple Pencil, with a value of about $1,000. You're going to be getting that.
And we're going to ship it to anywhere in the world.
And it's good for anywhere in the world. So I don't care where you are, do it. We'll get it out to you. Do it. Just do it.
Now, we definitely want to thank them for donating that iPad. We're probably going to do a couple of these giveaways over the next few weeks. So big thank you to them. And if you are in the market for any sort of Apple device, you might want to check out their website. You can probably save a few bucks.
That is cashforyourmac.com. They are awesome.
And the Africa reference photos are on their final stages of preparation, weeding out all the lower quality ones. And so hopefully they'll be coming out really soon.
Yeah, Nick and I need to review them. Justin's quite excited.
Very.
Aaron, what's this page of tiger reference printed out for?
What's that?
What's this page of tiger reference printed out for?
When I was drawing tigers, I just wanted a page that I could refer to.
Oh, cool. Just didn't know if that was something we had done in the past or was something.
No, it was just literally a page that I can go, oh, how did the stripes go on this section of the body? I can't remember. Oh, that's right.
Things that make it go, oh, yeah.
Is it possible to zoom in at all?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Just finishing up.
Zoom in pan. Zoom it in, zoom it in.
Why are tigers the largest of the big cats than, say, lions?
I don't know.
I'm going to steal one of your questions, Dustin. Adrian asks, do you have any tips on how to avoid repetitive strain injuries from drawing?
I was going to ask that next.
I don't have any tips because I've never had that issue.
Well, you draw from your shoulder a lot.
I do.
I think that's why.
So that's part. Yeah. So I guess that's a good tip. I would, yeah, just draw from your shoulder whenever you can. I don't have any carpal tunnel issues, or knock on wood.
You better knock on wood.
Oh yeah, what song? Who sang that? That was
It's just I just heard it the other day too.
but yeah, draw from the shoulder. Don't use your wrist a lot. And take a break.
Eddie Floyd.
And don't grip your pencil really hard, or your brush. I keep a very loose grip.
And Amy Stewart.
And what?
Eddie Floyd did that song. Also, Amy Stewart did a very famous cover of it in '79, apparently.
Little spider webs. You get little spider webs in between the grasses, especially in the morning.
Switch question. Did you add the whiskers yet?
Oh, I'm glad someone caught that, because I hadn't done it yet.
The other one more thing.
Probably.
Also, did you save?
Oh, heck no. You guys know I don't do that. I live on the edge.
Living on the edge. I'm on the edge. I'm Laura.
There we go. Little spider webs. You see them everywhere.
You want to go to Madagascar and see wild lemurs?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
That would be nice. Ah, having some webbing, I see. Nice.
Did you ever work on the Gargoyles TV show?
I did not.
Guessing you're giving that misty morning kind of vibe.
Yep. Are you getting that? Is that the vibe you're getting?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. 'Cause that's the idea. Matter
It
of
actually
fact,
reminds me a lot of the morning photos that I've gotten in over Lake Woodruff.
this is what I'm thinking of doing. I don't know if this is going to be the right thing to do or not, but we're going to try it. A nice warm haze. Let's do it. Let's do it with this.
Sue on YouTube says, while you're doing that, hey Aaron, there's a book called Draw Stronger by Creota Wilberg that I really recommend. It's full of helpful studio hints, stretches, etc. for artists to prevent and deal with drawing injuries.
Oh,
We'll have to check it out.
check it out now.
The funk show, brother.
Oh yeah, Draw Stronger, self-care for cartoonists and other visual artists. That's pretty neat. Whole book on it.
That's a little
Too much.
A little much.
Well, hold
Actually,
on.
wonder-
I got another idea. Hold on.
I like the haze.
Purple haze.
I do like the background.
It's a little small though, I can't really see it.
Well, hold on. I got an idea.
Oh, I think I know what you're
Before
going
we
to do.
give it up. Before
know
we
what you're
give it
gonna
up.
do. You're going to erase the front half of
Yeah.
of it, right?
Using my
Cold.
soft edge brush.
Question for Dustin. Ryan asks, what advice would you give a beginning wildlife photographer?
Well, it goes a little something like this. But I would say if any of your parents has a camera, ask if you could borrow it. If not, then start with a cheaper camera. So, like, say, a Canon T6 or any of the other camera brands, because you can probably get a decent starting camera for anywhere between $400 to $500. And from there, just practice around the house, whether if it's taking photos of your parents or taking photos of your dog or cat or even your neighbor's dog or cat. And just shoot away and watch YouTube for advice and inspirations on there, and just kind of just work your way up from there. That's what I did. And just kind of work your way up.
Yeah, I wouldn't overinvest in equipment right away because
No.
it can get really expensive. And
Yeah, I started off with the Canon, just so I can get my feet in the water, just see how I feel about it. And once I started to understand how to make it work, from there I learned what I wanted to get next. Like whether if it's because I wanted something that can shoot faster, that has a better autofocus, and is able to handle lower light. And so that's where, and I added all those things together, and that's why I went Sony, because they're really good with low light. Their cameras can shoot really, really fast, and they have great tracking. So it's all about your preference and what you want to do. And the best way to learn that is from starting from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Who shot first, Dustin or Han Solo? I think Han. Han always shot first.
it's not even a question.
Who was John Lounsbury?
Lounsbury.
Lounsbury.
Who was he?
Who?
He's
Yeah.
one of the
who
nine
was-
old men.
Huh?
One of the nine old men. He directed. No, that's Wooly Rotherman. Lounsbury was an animator.
Brian on YouTube asks, Aaron, do you think that practicing any one thing as a beginner is more important than another?
I think life drawing is very important. Just because it's teaching you what's there and getting you, it sets you off on a lifetime of observation rather than drawing what you think, and then it just creates good habits, in my opinion. So life drawing, I think, is huge.
What's your best advice for drawing antlers? I've been learning to draw them for one of my characters.
Antlers?
Mhm.
Understand the geometry of them, because it can be hard sometimes. The geometry of antlers is hard. I don't know if that's right or not.
I think I also heard recently that elk antlers are the fastest growing bones in all of nature.
I'm
really?
not sure if it's elk antlers or if it's caribou antlers,
Hmm.
because I know caribou are really fast as well. But you might be right.
Thoughts on The Prince of Egypt by DreamWorks, and have you seen Maya and the Three?
I love Prince of Egypt.
Good movie.
Brenda Chapman, friend of ours, directed it. She was also head of story on Lion King, so she did some great stuff there. And what was the other one?
Have you seen Maya and the Three?
Oh, is that the Disney movie?
It looks like it's. I don't think it's Disney. No, that's Enchanto that's coming out. Maya and the Three is. Who did it? It's the same guy that did Book of Life. It's Mexican.
Oh, Maya and the Three. Yeah, that's the Gutierrez, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Jorge. Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. It's on Netflix. I haven't seen it yet, but I've been meaning to. I really like him. He's such a cool dude.
I like Book of Life.
I love Book of Life. Yeah, he and I met at CTN a couple of years ago. He's a super cool dude. What do you think? Do you like this yellow orangey yellow that I added?
I like it.
Overall.
It's a little small on the screen that I'm looking at, so it's a little hard to tell the full effect, but.
Well, there it is, folks. There it is.
Nice.
That's the way it is. Oh yeah. I'm blowing it up big now.
Yeah, I like that. It kind of gives a golden.
Yeah, I want it to have a little bit of a glow to it.
The amber waves of grain.
So there it is. There's our leopard walking through the grass. I wanted to make it a little bit more dramatic. Here's the reference.
Did you sign it?
Not yet. I'm going to. So here's the difference between the two.
And that photo is likely going to be part of the reference pack that is coming out soon.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. There's the difference. This is what I mean by, take your reference, use it the way it should be used. That's, anatomy, markings, that sort of thing. But remember, you can always create your own lighting. You can create your own composition, all of that. And that's what I've tried to do here in order to make it a more pleasing, dramatic image. So there it is. And
Manny real quickly says that elk antlers are the fastest growing in the deer family.
oh, they are.
Manny
So
says,
they are faster than caribou.
Yeah.
No, that's what Nick said. Nick said they are.
Yeah. And Manny just confirmed. He's probably down in Bozeman, Montana.
Bozeman, Montana.
Before we wrap up, I just want to hit really quick for those that joined late. We are giving away an iPad Pro from our good friends at cashforyourmac.com. If you go to creatureartteacher.com/Mac, you can enter that. You have until November 16th. You can read all the details there. The books have arrived. Go to creatureartteacher.com/books. We start shipping those out next week. So if you want to get in on the pre-order, do it now. And finally, now is a great time to become a member to our website. We've got 30% off on our membership plans. And we've got 5 courses coming out between now and the end of the year. So this is a great time to jump on board.
And one of those is...
the course we're filming right now with Tony Cipriano, which is making monsters in Zbrush, which is going to be excellent. I was filming with him yesterday, doing more filming today, and it's looking great.
Excellent.
All right, saving this in live stream images. Live stream images, right there.
Live stream images.
So there it is, folks. There it is. Oh, I just lost my voice.
Oh my God, yeah. There it is, folks.
So now you can see also why I did the spots the color that I did. You can see that they can go lighter, they can go darker, and they sit a little better, I think, doing it like this. And you can see, look how loose the grass is, but it's really about building it up, finding your negative spaces, your dark areas, your light areas, letting light play over dark, all of that. And you can come up with some really nice effects, Harry.
Nice effects, dear bud.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it today. I had a blast, and we'll be back again next week. And remember, you got 2 weeks on this from cashforyourmac.com, guys. We got a brand new, not brand new, but a brand new refurbished iPad Pro coming in as a prize for our new art contest, The Drama of Nature.
Actually, I just got the FedEx alert. It's here. So-
Oh, nice. Hopefully it's not getting rained on.
No. Selena brought it inside. She got the
Oh,
notice.
good.
Yep.
So anyway, go to creatureartteacher.com/Mac for more information on that. And we will see you next week. I hope you guys enjoyed the painting. I'm really excited to see what you guys submit over the next couple of weeks. And go on out there and have a beautiful, safe weekend. I can't wait to see you again next week. And I will talk to you then. So until then, go out and put some beauty back into the world. I'll talk to you later.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. And for any newcomers here that are interested in any wildlife photography on Instagram, you can check out mine at Dustin_Blaze, where I post new pictures every other day. In fact, our most recent one is from a southern grounded hornbill that yanked a snake out of a tree. Is an amazing shot.
Yeah.
So that's on there. And also on Creature Art Teacher, you can find my current photo packs that are available right now. And so those are there. We've got some Florida packs. We've got some Montana packs, or just one Montana pack, actually. But, yeah, so you can enjoy those while waiting for the Africa pack to come out. But other than that, have a good weekend, everybody. See you guys next week. And as always, Cowboy Bebop.
Goodbye.